Oh, for goodness sake.
This is Jonathan Ferguson, the Keeper of Firearms and Artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And I'm Dave Jewett. Over the last 12 months, I've shown Jonathan an absolute ton of cursed creations. From mashed up flintlocks and fictional firearms, to backwards MP5s and a cavalcade of cosmetics. So we've compiled every cursed object from 2025 into one extremely cursed video for your viewing pleasure. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and prepare yourself for our 2025 cursed compilation.
Oh, we're straight in with something weird. The world's shortest BAR.
It's the Barbine.
Barbine? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got lots of recoil and flash, so yeah, that's probably what would happen. How are we attaching things? They seem to just be attaching to nothing.
Don't worry about it too much. That's H3, baby. Yeah, you can. The modular system works without Picatinny in some regards.
Right.
But it's actually so this was very hard to use because obviously it recoils like nobody's business. But because it has no stock, the rate reducer is missing. So it also just fires on maximum fire rate.
Interesting.
It just gives it full chat constantly.
That's very interesting. I hadn't picked up on that. I was too overwhelmed by how absurd it is. Right, so I keep looking down because I've got a normal BAR 1918 A2, except not entirely normal because it has a winter trigger. This is my way of fighting back, Dave. Give you something a little cursed in return.
Our cursed offerings are very different.
I know, it's not really, but it's interesting. It blanks off the trigger guard and gives you a trigger on the outside of the trigger guard. But yeah, this is... even Chicago gangsters didn't go this far with the BAR. I love the way I can clearly see how you're trying very hard to get the sights to align. And like... squeeze off a shot.
At one point I tried to use it as a pistol as well, and that didn't work. It's very weird fighting something with such immense recoil in VR as well.
I actually think this configuration would work best as a club. And I think we've seen it. That's true. But yeah, who'd have thought you could make this look practical? Oh God, what's this?
The M1600 AR-15 style 22 long rifle.
I don't think I know this, but just from looking at it, I know it's a real gun. Reminds me of the Army Jaeger 22 M16 replica. This is worse though. This is the school of thought that says we can just slap a triangular foresight carry handle and pistol grip on something and you'll buy it because it looks like an M16.
Apparently it was produced by Arms Corps.
Oh God, from the Philippines. Yes. I mean, to be fair, it's a sort of range toy plinking rifle, but I'd rather just have a 2.2 self-loader that looks like a 2.2 self-loader. Or an actual AR-15 that is in 22. This is neither of those things.
The difference in recoil from the BAR Bine and this.
I bet. Yeah.
Seeing them back to back as well. Just this doesn't move. Anton described it to me as like a kid drew an M16 in crayon and someone made it.
Yeah, not far off. It's because they're just going for those reference points. Those, like box tick, like including the fake magazine housing to make it look a bit more like an M16. But, back in I'm guessing this is early 80s-ish, pretty early on, you had the civilian AR-15 but this is cheaper, and the Army Jaeger is cheaper, so That's the only justification I can think of for why these things existed. Why you'd want it in your game? I guess because it's horrifying. It'll trigger the AR purists.
Yeah, practicality does not go into a lot of the decisions of adding weapons into this game. For all the best reasons as well. It's because they're funny, or because they're unique, or weird. And I think Anton said his hobby is collecting bad firearms.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That explains it. I did like the casual backhand of the sausage man there. Which, again, seems to be more effective than actually shooting him with it.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Hey!
Yeah, obviously we've seen this gun before, but I had to get your reaction on the actual scene.
Yeah.
How does it feel that your name has been now forever connected in this game?
Yeah, great.
To
I mean,
the MP5 Shadow.
I think it kind of makes up for the existence of the gun in the game, in a way. Maybe that was the idea. I don't know. I like the way he did say in the clip, "I'm not sorry."
Spoiler alert. I'm not sorry.
I will admit, I think I've developed a bit of Stockholm syndrome, or is it Helsinki syndrome?
As in Helsinki, Sweden.
Finland.
For the pump action MP5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it, I don't think, anymore.
When we first saw it, you said, this could actually work.
Yeah.
This could be feasible as well.
Yeah, I think it could, because you attach the foregrip through, like, into the cocking tube. Yeah, well, it would need a bit of engineering, maybe.
Over there.
So in-game, this is just called the worst shotgun ever made.
I remember it well. We haven't got one. This is the Cobra Terminator, is it not?
That's right. A very cool name for a very trash gun.
Yeah. You can always see where they were going with it, but not really. I think, if I remember rightly, they were going for just very cheap self-defense type shotgun. I mean, you have to wonder, like, would a slam gun be preferable to this thing? I can see the amount of faffing about there with the controllers. Looks like you got the hang of it there with the side flip.
Yeah, it's not a very tactical door breaching scene when I'm having to rechamber after every shot and toss an empty shell out. Guys literally waiting for me behind the door because I'm making so much noise.
Again, it does make a club. It's just such a bizarre design.
The whole barrel moves,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It comes back onto the firing pin. See, you've John Wicked one of them. Just, hey, that worked best. Throw it straight at his head. And then go and pick it up again, yeah. Don't put any ammunition in it. Just throw it like a boomerang and collect it. I might have to try this out now, just out of sheer curiosity. Oh lordy, it's the high point. I'd be disappointed if they hadn't put a high point into this game.
The high point is cursed by itself, but...
Oh no. What is that print on that? What's the pattern, dare I ask, on that dip?
It's like pink tiger stripe, pink
Tiger
camouflage.
stripe. Oh, yeah. It's unpleasant.
High point tactical.
We have one of the earlier Ring of Fire die-cast pistols that's even more horrific in a way than a high point, but we don't have a high point. You've got to respect it, though. Dirt cheap, works, tough to break.
Kind of ugly, though.
It's never going to win any beauty competitions. And there is the red dot slide version as well, which presumably is what this is copying. So it kind of has to be that big and chunky. It's not just cost grounds. It's something that's easy to produce. It's we need mass in the slide because it's a blowback operated pistol. Oh, nice. Shades of Equilibrium there with the reload.
They do have Equilibrium's pistol in the game as well. The Cleric 9.
I think I knew that and forgot it. Right, well I know what I'm playing tonight.
Just you spinning in your room, like...
Yeah.
tangled up in your own signal cables.
Standing on the cat. I suppose it does beg the question of, if this is the high point, what's the low point?
Well, we've got another gun, so...
Oh no, hang on, I've heard about this. I think someone might have tweeted this at me.
Yeah, this is very good.
That's very funny. And strangely apt, because it's only slightly less practical than the real thing.
It's very silly, but it's actually really hard to even try to use, because
Of course.
trying to do small bursts, you have to pull the ripcord back a little bit, but you actually can't really pull. You don't have a huge amount of control over how much you can pull it back, so it just rips away.
See, I would have thought all that's doing is pulling the bolt back and letting it go. You shouldn't be able to pull it part way for a short burst. So this is a Mach 11 or an M11. We need to get rid of the stock, of course, because it's not on this one. Then a hole in the back plate and some sort of ring pull thing attached to the back of the bolt such that you can pull it back and let it go. That's all doable as far as it goes. It would then shoot until it was empty because there's no way to stop it. So you can kind of see, I mean, they've clearly gone for the ring pull for the comedy value. You could just remove the trigger mechanism, cock it and let go. I guess this is slightly safer than that, but yeah.
So is this actually plausible to do?
I don't want to. I hate to say it, but I think someone could design it. Yeah. All you're doing is pulling back the bolt to the point where it will pick up a round, chamber it, and fire it, and there's no sear to stop it, so it will just then run away until it's empty. So you could make a real version of this. I strongly recommend that you don't, because it would be extremely unsafe. I suppose the other thing is that the way the ring pull thing starts out here and gets shorter as it shoots. That definitely couldn't happen. As I say, it's connected to the bolt, so it's going to start back here and then immediately fly forward and then back and forward and back and forward until it's empty. Unless someone can conceive of a clever, ratcheted, flexible... No, I can't think of a way of doing it. What if you threw it while it's after it started firing?
Oh, I didn't try that.
Could you true lies the...
Going down the stairs.
chuck it down some stairs, see what happens, see if you shoot yourself?
Oh, that'll be what I test next.
The ultimate sandbox. Oh, good grief.
This is the triple regret.
Yeah, I bet it is. 350 Browning machine gun cartridges. I'm trying to think if anyone's actually done this. I think you'd have to download the cartridges. It would be uncomfortable. It's certainly depicting a proportionate level of destruction. But yeah, that would be painful. In fact, I think in reality, with this being a one-handed weapon, even with two hands on it, it's gonna flip vertically every time, and yeah, it'll hurt right there. And you can't really hold it anywhere safely up front to help with that.
Despite the length of the weapon, because of the cartridges, the length of the barrel isn't that long. Is it more of like a snub nose? It's just long because of the rounds in it.
Yeah. So are you using the arm-swinging locomotion system then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps with the motion sickness for me. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Recording the gameplay, I have been stood in my living room just swinging my arms about.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by this as a concept, because they kind of look plausible, don't they? It's not a cursed weapon in design terms. It's a straightforward revolver with a very long cylinder. It's just the sheer recoil you'd get from those rounds. Oh no.
So in game, this is just called the Lee Enfield Mark Ruined.
Mark ruined. Yeah. So it's a Benelli M4 grip stock. And the rifle itself is shortened as well. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, I'm actually allergic to it. That's the first. A small part of me is curious to shoot this as a real weapon.
Because that little bit of Picatinny at the front really obscures the front sights.
Oh yeah.
Using it with irons is very difficult.
Oh god, my curse is constantly trying to work out how something could be plausible, and I'm afraid I'm thinking jungle carbine, back half of the Second World War. If you gave them this instead, maybe with the flash hider from the number 5, they would probably find it better. I don't know though. It's got a shorter barrel than the number 5, and they had enough accuracy troubles with that, so I've talked myself out of it. I can't believe I'm trying to persuade myself that this is somehow practical or in any way right.
I've left in the footage where you can see me lying on my own living room floor to try and shoot accurately. That's another level of curse to this weapon, is I hurt my elbows on my hardwood floor getting this
really?
gameplay. Yeah, I lasted 2 shots, then I had to get up.
Yeah, it was the only way it could end. And don't come back. Oh lordy, it's that again. Is it the HS-10?
That's right. HS-10A is this variant with the, I think it's the torch that makes it the A.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Occasionally someone will try and build in a flashlight to a firearm.
Well, when I was looking up this weapon, I found that the batteries were liable to being knocked loose by the weapon's own recoil for the flashlight. So you could just shoot and the flashlight would go out because of the recoil.
Yeah, that's about right. Look good in a sci-fi movie, though. It must have been in some, surely. Again, you can sort of see what they were going for. Something very compact, built-in light, great for police in theory. That sound effect makes it sound like the gun is eating the cartridges there. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Which I suppose it is in a way. I think it's because the tone is slightly different every time. Well, so far this seems to be performing better than the real thing did. There is something cursed about that curved butt plate attached straight to the back of the receiver like that.
Is this one of the weapons that sort of spelt the death of a company?
Possibly. It usually doesn't go too well for companies that they can see a niche, they design something for it, and it doesn't pan out. Unsurprisingly, like every other aspect of industry, you're probably going to be short on cash after that. This is horrifying.
You don't like the Glompson?
I don't like the Glompson. At all. In fact, I now have an emotional support Glock.
You'll need that. I kind of like it.
It's the giant slide. I'd be all for a Thompson configuration Glock carbine chassis, but one with a giant slide is not plausibly going to work very well. Most of these chassis systems you'll see encloses the pistol. So you essentially turn the slide into a bolt, kind of, as far as the operation goes anyway. To have one giant exposed slide on top of the weapon with way too much mass, it could work, but would you want it to? I know it's just a bit of fun, but it does make me want to clutch a real one. By the way, this is one of our trials Glock Gen 4, Glock 17 Gen 4s. The only way you'd know that, if you didn't have the records, is the yellow paint denoting which pistol this was in the British Army trials, or British military trials, in 2012. I mean, there'd be more work required in engineering this than you might think as well, because of the actual feed position now being from a magazine well in front. That's quite a radical change.
So this optic that I've managed to mount, you know, on the on Glocks, I'll often feature the lower mounting point for a laser or a light.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on the side, I've had to use Picatinny adapters to go down, to the right, up,
no.
and back left.
Oh god, I didn't even realise that's what I was looking at.
Do you know the Glock mounting system that sort of goes over the entire front of the weapon?
Yes.
They have that, but of course there's now a foregrip in the way, so I couldn't use one of those. If they cut one in half, maybe it'd work for this, but...
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Check this out.
Wow.
I was trying to bait you for with the first part of that gameplay, making you think it was just a Garand.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
It's,
But I was wondering why it had Glock sights.
It's a Glem 1 Glarand.
Is that what it's actually called in the game?
that's what it's called. Do you know what it uses to feed?
Well, it looks like giant M1 clips.
Glen Glock clips.
Oh my god. Oh, and it still has a Glock slide inside. Do you know, this is probably more plausible than the Glompson. Kind of, although not really. You'd have to design a special Garand chassis to go around the Glock. Whereas this has the slide mounted. They've turned the slide into a bolt. And it's too high and too far back? Oh god, we've even got the scope.
And you've got the ping. Don't forget the ping.
Now this has caught me completely by surprise because I had no idea this existed.
Yeah, the Glen block. It's even hard to say. The Glen block glip is especially good. And you can keep one in the where a magazine would normally go in a Glock. You can keep an
I can see that.
extra in there.
Yeah, I wondered what that was poking out the bottom of the Glock. What more can be said?
You're not a fan of this one, no?
Definite points for creativity.
What weapon do you think should be mashed into a Glock? If Anton wants ideas.
Don't involve me in this. I only work here. Yeah, no, I must admit, I'm kind of curious to think how Glock with the magazine housing up here and a long barrel sticking out here and a stock attachment wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Oh no! Is that why you asked me the question?
You don't like the flint Glock?
Oh no. You see, you told me that there'd be a flintlock. So I brought a flintlock.
Sorry, that was a spelling error in the email.
And a Glock. And I brought a Glock. And so we have the two together. Lordy. Yeah, I'm not sure that the flintlock is sparking away there, flashing away, but it isn't actually doing anything, surely. Or is it just that it's venting out of the vent? Because the actual lock doesn't seem to move.
I feel like the rounds are like black powder or something. It gets very smoky.
It does, yeah. How is it reloading then? Is it just normal Glock? Yeah, normal Glock reload. Yeah, well, so somebody on the YouTubes some years ago did load their own black powder Glock ammo, and it worked. Not 100% reliably, but it did cycle. It was just very dirty. Here's me ready to critique the design of the H3 VR flintlock, and there's a version I didn't even know about that has a Glock mechanism built into it. Now, funnily enough, I did recently see Daniel Waters on Twitter, I think, shared designs for single-shot pistols, modern style. One was a flintlock, and one was percussion. Something I've often wondered about. This is something very different, though. Oh, what is going on now?
Glock with a switch.
Oh, for goodness sake. It's a Glock switch. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do, there is such a thing as a switch, a Glock with a switch, or a switch for a Glock, which is a push-across bolt-type system for essentially disabling the trigger disconnector. In many places, highly illegal, and in all places, highly pointless. And the fact that they've turned it into a light switch, rocker switch, is I have to admit, quite funny. I, though, would prefer an old school, you know, the old kind of rocker type, so it's like a dome-shaped Bakelite housing, and then a tick, tick metal switch. Classy. Such as you might find in a stately home. The drum is particularly cursed on the flint Glock.
The flint Glock as well is in 3-round burst, whereas the Glock with the switch is either semi-automatic or fully automatic.
Well, see, now it's got me thinking. A development of the flint Glock to make it more faithful, where you have combustible, like thin card case rounds with a bullet and the propellant, but no primer. Like it'll cycle to the next round, but you'd have to have an automatic priming magazine, and then the slide coming back would recock and close the pan. I'm thinking external ignition. You need to go all in on this and make it actually function with the flintlock.
Of all the things that I expected you to overthink, this was not on the list.
It's nearly there, but it could be better / worse.
How do you feel after that showing of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades?
I feel soiled. I need a shower after that absolute cavalcade of gibberish.
So what I want to see next is, you familiar with the sort of gun meme of I've unbullpupped your S.T.A.L.K.E.R, I've unbullpupped your FAMAS?
People keep tweeting it at me. If I wasn't already familiar, I am now.
I want to see unbullpupped firearms in H3.
I'm sure now that you've said it, it will happen.
There's an unbullpupped EM2 in your future.
Oh, emotional support weapon.
The family of those are growing by every
I know.
every week.
Well, I think we can all get behind this one. You definitely don't want to get in front of it.
Now shove a Glock in it.
Do not shove a Glock in it. Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Why does the Glock have a handle?
Do Glocks not have handles?
Oh no! It's a shot Glock.
It's a 12 gluge.
12 gluge. 12 gluge? How are you fitting a 12 in your gluge? That sounds terribly wrong.
Well, it's the scaling. There's no comparison.
Oh.
It's actually massive.
It's huge.
It's
okay,
not a
I
Glock
see.
close to your face. It's a massive.
How are we holding this?
With two hands.
I guess.
You've got a where normally an optic might be fitted. That's where your hand, the second hand goes.
Oh god, you can see how big it is with the M4 stock stuck to it magically. By the way, because that's not attaching to a buffer tube or anything. Oh god, I feel like I'm getting battered. Was this one of Anton's ideas, do we think, or has somebody else suggested it?
Last time we spoke to Anton, he says that cursed Glocks have sort of become a meme within the H3 community, so it's another one of those.
No
Very effective in taking hold, though.
I don't think they would be in real life. I don't think that's going to work well. The slide would have to come so far back to pick up the round, and I don't know if short recoil is gonna work with a shotgun cartridge. I don't know if anyone's tried scaling up a self-loading pistol to shotgun cartridges. Feed would be a problem. Basically, if you redesigned a Glock to reliably cycle shotgun cartridges, it wouldn't look like a Glock. Not really. God, see, inevitably, I'm trying to think how this would work. You'd have to design it around those mini shells, and I don't think they'd have enough oomph to actually operate the gun reliably. Well, thankfully, I don't have any guns nearby, so I can take a sustaining swig of tea.
Calm your nerves.
Yeah. Fortifying swig. Oh, God, a handheld Gatling gun.
Hand crank Frank.
Problematic. I don't know if any of you know how much brass weighs and how much steel weighs. You could do it. So I've shot at the Cody Firearms Experience. Other Wyoming firearms experiences are available. They have a 45 of Colt caliber Gatling. Now that's mounted on a mount. If you designed a super lightweight one to shoot that cartridge, say, you could do this. And it's not, the recoil isn't a problem. Like with the minigun, hip-firing the minigun famously is functionally impossible. You get 2 or 3 shots on target, the rest are to whom it may concern. Hand cranking, not a problem. But the sheer weight and bulk is not going to be conducive. But it's fun. It's very fun. Always enjoy on this type of Gatling the cascabel and button on the back of the thing, like it's a cannon, because they were treated as artillery, of course. So what's the experience of
virtually hand cranking this thing. Can you sustain? Sounds like it is slowing down when you go slower.
Yeah, it does. It does match the speed that your right hand is doing. So after a long gameplay session, it was getting slower. Or if I was trying to be more, I don't want to say aiming my shots because I'm just leading them with tracer, just slowly cranking it, and then when they get close, it's frantic crank.
I'm trying to remember. We have one next door, but it's got a Broadwell drum on it. That looks like it's a hopper setup, but it has a magazine inserted into it. Yeah, I'm not sure the feed is quite correct. Well, that was fun. I should not take sips of tea between
That was a risky sip.
clips. It really was. What is going on?
This is the Deggle. So the context of this is it was a joke that was added because someone made a request for a deagle to be added but misspelled it. So Anton just made the Deggle.
And it's made of cardboard because
it's a fake imaginary. This is what Deggle is. You can't tell me a Deggle isn't cardboard.
presumably, though, the person that requested it wanted a real Desert Eagle.
Yeah, but he had to wait a little longer for that.
So he went to the trouble of modelling a corrugated cardboard fake Desert Eagle as a joke before actually developing the proper Desert Eagle.
I think so, or maybe it was a specific Desert Eagle, but I just know that this was in response to a request inspired by a misspelled user request for a specific deagle.
What would be extra funny is if they requested the lightweight, the L5 or the L6.
That would make sense
Anyway.
with it being cardboard.
Yeah, yeah.
But he also did
Is
all
it
the
saying-
sound effects for...
Yeah.
It's not got it's not got a report. It's got a pew, pew, pew.
Oh, that's what's happening.
That's Anton making gun sounds. It fires .50 imaginary. That's the caliber. So unless you change it to one of the ones that actually have a munition, it just makes noise. It's only when you get the flashier other .50 imaginary variants that you can start actually using it as a gun.
Oh, okay. Because here it is actually launching bullets that have an actual effect.
Yeah.
Do we know what the reaction of the person that's misspelled it was?
I don't actually. Maybe there was none other than just quiet annoyance. I don't know.
I want a lightweight Deggle. Well, here you go.
So do you remember the
Oh,
2.2
yes.
AR-15?
Yeah.
So this is H3's quote-unquote upgraded version called the A1600 A3000, a tactical variant of the M1600.
Yeah. We had a couple of people comment saying that they had the real one.
And the consensus seems to be that it was just a fun blinking range toy.
In fact, I kind of like it more because it's less trying to be an AR-15. It's more its own thing. I don't know that you'd be able to create a 22 drum magazine that looks like a 5.56 magazine and would reliably do more than just hold a single thickness of cartridges, as it were. You'd have to make it like helical with a feed tower, which seems like a recipe for disaster. Are you breaching with fully automatic 2.2?
Yeah, it takes some rounds to get through that lock and the door handle.
Breaching, eventually.
Whisper quiet with the suppressor on as well, though.
Oh no, I like the suppressed sound effects. You really do. I know I sort of commented recently about there's always a pop at the muzzle of a suppressed firearm, but certainly you hear the bolt operating when they're that quiet. So this really does sound good. And because if the action's nearer your, which it is, the action's nearer your ear than the quiet pop at the muzzle, that's why people come away thinking that the only noise you can hear is the bolt. It's not strictly ever true, I don't believe. I don't think anything's that quiet. Now, speaking of crazy designs,
I'm guessing you've seen videos of the bolt action Glock.
nope. Is this a real thing?
Yeah, this is something that an individual has made. I've seen there's footage out there of someone with this weird metal contraption at the front to create a bolt action Glock.
Why?
Well, you don't have to break a Glock for it now. You can just see it in H3.
I mean, I guess Glock slides are 10 a penny, so not really a problem. Oh, they must have modified the barrel. Oh no, they're just locking it shut. They're stopping the slide from recoiling with a big chunk of steel and then opening that chunk of steel to manually do the cocking. That's bonkers. What have you done to it now?
Well, this is the only way to get an optic on it, to try and make it akin to something like a
Bolt action.
bolt action sniper rifle. Absolutely horrendous to use, this was.
It looks it.
Well, the Easy Bolt made by Inlander Arms. That's right, it's a real product.
Sounds like it's not that easy. How bizarre. It's not even a legal benefit, because I don't think there's any jurisdiction where a manually operated self-loading pistol would somehow be legal to have, because double-action revolvers are manually operated as well. So it doesn't... I'm confused. Speaking of confusion...
So this Mosin was, Anton described it as a monkey's paw fulfillment of someone asking for left-handed bolt actions.
Oh.
So this is a
Okay.
Mosin that's been quote-unquote converted to left-handed operation with a bit of sheet metal.
It hasn't though, has it? Because if you shoot that left-handed, it's just as awkward.
Oh yeah, it is. It made my brain itch trying to quickly use the weapon during gameplay.
What that is converted to use without taking your firing hand off the stock for a right-hander, which I guess with a short weapon like this makes it faster to use, a little bit faster to use than having to flip it over and try and left hand operate the bolt. But honestly, you'd just be better off training to use a conventional one. So at this point, I'd normally run and get a Mosin carbine to compare, but there really is no point.
It's just another thing that makes me laugh that instead of just creating a left-handed bolt action, the point was driven home by like, you want a left-handed bolt action? I'll give you a left-handed bolt action.
Yep. No, that definitely feels like I was questioning it like it was a real criticism, but in reality, that's clearly a troll. Oh no, not again.
So this thing is layers of
What?
cursed.
What the? How is that? Now, I know Tomakuzi is something else. Why is this one half sterling?
It's a nice mixture of a lot of things. Part Thompson, part Uzi.
Emotional support sterling. This is Churchill's sterling, so added emotional support.
When you fire the last shot, the magazine automatically ejects.
Interesting. How?
And you can see on the side it's chambered in 357 SIG for reasons
I
unknown.
saw that. Like it's written on, trailing off.
So what's your thoughts on the Tomakuzi?
I don't know. I think I'm becoming numb to this stuff.
He's broken.
Thoughts? Well, the magazine, I'm not quite grasping how that's attaching, because it's supposed to go up a slot and then lock in. I don't think it's got enough support the way it's modelled there. And then, yeah, it kicking out automatically is maybe questionable. Aesthetics-wise, I mean, I'm never going to be happy with messing with the Thompson, really. And this is substantially messed with.
The obnoxiously long bursts are the thing that I actually hated most. So I thought it was fully automatic.
Oh god, it's burst fire.
It's in either 4-round burst or 17-round burst. So I thought I'd set it to fully automatic. What I'd actually done is set it to 17-round burst.
Do we know why they've chosen 17?
Well, it's 4 and 17, and the magazine size is 69 rounds. I think it's to make it so that if you do follow through in every burst, you get 1 round left. So you get this horrible moment where you think you've got ammunition, you fire, and you get pew, and your magazine drops away, which is a real, like, oh no moment, because kind of reliant, I guess, but there's no other gun that gives you that effect, that gives you that sensation that you feel like you've got loads of rounds left, You fire one, and your magazine just embarrassingly falls to the floor.
That has to be the whole design intent of that, I think. Burst fire is famously 3 at the most, because the third, and even then the third round nearly always misses. So I don't know, actually. Having said that, if you ever get to shoot an MG42, 50 round bursts are kind of optimal. You can overcome the initial recoil impulse and then hold it on for the rest. But then you may as well just have, this is my burst.
I don't know if you recall a conversation we had last time we looked at H3 towards the end of the recording. Here's a reminder for you. So what I want to see next is, you familiar with the sort of gun meme of I've unbullpupped your S.A.A.T. I've unbullpupped your FAMAS.
People keep tweeting it at me. If I wasn't already familiar, I am now.
Oh.
So you know how I told you, please don't look at social media for a couple of days?
Oh. I'm amazed no one pushed this at me.
There's been a conscious effort of us to prevent that, so you can see this the first time.
God. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, and it's got an M4 stock on it as well. Could have at least put an AR-18 stock on it. Oh, it's awful.
I left a comment on Anton's devlog saying, I can't help but feel like this is our fault. And he said, yep, this is your fault. He sent me some work in progress images of it. So we have now become part of H3 history.
I mean, that I must admit, that's cool.
Very
but the
cool.
The horror.
I was very excited when he sent me that Discord message.
Right. Wait there.
That was the angriest wait there you've ever given me.
It's not real and it can't hurt me. So let's break it down. Here's an L85A1. 1988. Oh Lord. No wonder you wanted to surprise me with this.
It's been so. I've been asking people in our Discord not to tweet you. I've been like nervously checking Twitter to see if it got shared around. I was like, please, and me texting you saying, if you can just avoid looking at Twitter for a few days, if you can avoid looking at social media for a few days. I just knew as soon as that got into the game, people were going to be sending it to you. So I'm so glad we've been able to avoid you seeing this until now.
You utter bastards, the lot of you. Right, come on, let's think this through. So the butt plate is gone. Amusingly, it looks like there's residue where someone's scraped off, removed the butt plate. There's like a little line of goo left over, and famously these do break down, so maybe it's that. And then the cheek piece, which is affixed with the high-tech late 20th century polymer adhesive known as araldite, by the way. That's what holds this on. Anyway, that's been stripped off, and you can see the ghost of it on the body, as it's known, the upper receiver. It's got a Picatinny rail on it, which it ought not to, but hey. I actually don't think I've messed with the S.A.A.T. and H3 VR. I don't know why not. I should try it out. Anyway,
We've got another variant to toy with now.
I mean, as far as the barrel goes, we've shortened the barrel. We've removed a load of the body and the TMH, the upper and lower receiver, back to there. That's plausible. You can do that. Move the handguard back. I mean, the M4 stock's horrifying, by the way. Could somebody please make me a version with a green AR-18 stock on it? I think I deserve that at this point. Mechanically. So I'm just wondering if the trigger mechanism is at all plausible here, because there's some stuff going on there, and I'm not sure that you'd be able to just put the trigger mech back there. Trigger mechanism housing. Normally, trigger here, bar inside, runs down the length of the lower receiver. I don't know, it'd be very tight. What I'm getting at is this change lever, this selector here, has an axle. So you'd have to fit a pivot for the trigger. Well, not as such, because the pivot is outside the receiver. I think it might just go, but I think you'd need to look at it in detail to see if it would work or not. It would be, it would be kind of an uncomfortable beast. Do you know, I've often wondered, like, would it be a straightforward, would you have to design new receivers for this if you were going to do it this way? And then there's no point, you're not unbullpupping it, you're designing a new AR-18. But yeah, if we can just fix the stock, I won't hate this.
It looks so bizarre, the trigger being so much lower than the magazine controls.
Yes.
It doesn't look ergonomically comfortable, even in this configuration.
It doesn't, but if you think about an AR-15, the receivers are very tall. You know, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R is it's a lump, but it looks it's not very tall because it can't be really. In fact, the original version is much slimmer. God help me, I kind of want to try it out now.
Who are you and what have you done with Jonathan Ferguson?
Can you change the stock?
I do love the detail of leaving the sticky stuff residue on there.
That is top notch. Subtle trolling there. What's really weird is I wore my S.A.L.K.E.R t-shirt for this record, having no idea you were going to show me an S.A.L.K.E.R of any kind.
You just felt a disturbance in the force.
I think it's because it's the closest thing I had to an EM2, and we were doing Atomfall with an EM2 in it.
Yeah.
That's definitely why I wore it. I wasn't even thinking about the...
Yeah, I had to get you to grab an EM2 for Atomfall. I feel like I've been quite kind by adding all the green accessories, at least.
Kindness doesn't enter into this. How are the drills working on the reloads with this arrangement?
When I used it in game, the first time I used it, by reflex, I brought my elbow out as if to reload it. It's still a bullpup, and I was like, oh no, not today.
But, you know, you do have the hold open catch on this side, on the left side. So if we're grasping it back here, you do your reload with your left hand. Sorry, I can't hold this up on camera. So we hold open with the catch. You would reach up, magazine on, reach up, hit the catch with your thumb. It works. It's maybe not as good as the slap of the ping pong paddle, but it's not a million miles away.
So just for a little extra context, what you're about to see is a clip from the podcast we did with Anton, which viewers can find at patreon.com/watchexp, wink to camera, which explains a little more this whole thing that you've just seen. It goes into a bit more detail. What have we got to do to get an EXP collab going? What's the pitching process? Can you unbullpup an S.A.L.K.E.R?
What would be the bullpup weapon that would be the greatest crime to unbullpup it? Would it be the S.A.L.K.E.R? Like, would you say? I mean, you can speak from this. Do the English deserve that the most?
British, please.
The
would be
EM2
funny.
is probably
The
up there as
EM2
well.
would cause the most psychic damage to Jonathan, but I think
I mean, that's
I
what
don't know
we're
if he
talking about, isn't it?
deserves that.
Surely.
I don't know if he deserves that. I would feel genuinely bad.
Thank you, Anton.
But if at any point we can pitch some ideas your way and work on something cursed, let us know. We'd love to do that.
I'm now very... Oh, no, you've done it! You utter bastard. Oh, that was such a bait and switch.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, I hate you so much.
This is the EM5 Ferguson.
God, it makes the bullpup S.A.L.K.E.R look amazing. Oh, it's got a telescoping stock. EM5?
Well, if you flip a 2 backwards, looks like a 5.
Oh, God. EM5 Ferguson. Oh, what a legacy.
Yeah, officially had a gun in H3 named after you now.
Right. Emotional support weapon required.
If there was ever a time.
EM, emotional, Here it is. It's not real and it can't hurt you. I will, right, having started to come to terms with this, it's a clever bit of design. You'd have to design a new gun for this. So the S.A.80, I think you could plausibly butcher an S.A.80, and who would care, to create that. This would be a crime against history, for one thing. And for another, there isn't really a way to create that complete forging. Well, technically a casting, actually, I believe. We have a blank casting for an EM2 body. You'd have to design a whole new one. I kind of grudgingly like the way the telescoping butt works. If you were forcing me at gunpoint to design this, or suggest designs for this, probably want an SLR buttstock on it, a fixed one. It's not a happy-looking creature, is it?
I mean,
not really.
I kind of begrudgingly like it.
Which bit do you like, Dave?
The aesthetics sort of work for me. I am a big fan of bullpups. I wasn't. Maybe it's just because, you know, now we've got this this connection to the game that our work together has helped create this Franken beast that I can't help but love this strange gun child.
Now, interesting point. So I'm coping by analysing here. Now, there is, design-wise on the EM2, this is just sheet metal. This is bridging the gap. The receiver stops here, but you need to put the trigger group up here, and you need the handguard up here, so they just put a bit of sheet metal over it, amusingly, as a heat shield, essentially, and for aesthetics. So this design means you don't need that, because... Oh, hang on. I don't think this works as a design. Because, okay, we do away with that cover. We bring everything back. We put this back here. The problem is you need this, because this is the barrel. Under here is the barrel, and then the breech, the thick bit of the barrel, and then the breech. This bolt comes... Nope, take the magazine off. Lock it open. The chamber, this is the chamber. So what you've done is cut the chamber off. So there's nowhere for the cartridges to go. Took me longer than it should have to realise that. So, I think I've successfully proven that it's not real and it can't hurt me. This was conceptualised as a bullpup from the very start. They were never even going to try and make a conventional design. There were conventional designs from Enfield, our Royal Small Arms Factory, Design and Development Department. They needed to meet an 8-pound strict weight limit for a lightweight automatic rifle, and the only way they could do that while keeping the full-length barrel that they thought they needed, 24 inches, was to eliminate conventional butt assembly and the mounting hardware for that. That was the only way to bring it down. So this was always a bullpup. There was never any thought of a conventional design. S.A.80 started out as a series of design studies that included conventional designs, and it's directly lifted from the AR-18, which was a conventional design. So it does make sense that there would be more wiggle room for turning it back into a conventional laid out rifle. This is bullpup forever, my friends. I know this thing.
Thought I'd give you a little treat. Or I hope it's a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a... After the cursed unbullpupping, we have a cursed bullpupping, as you would have seen and guessed. This is, in fact, an AR-18, fully automatic 18, not a 180, that was bullpupped. Now, there's some folklore around this that I think I might put in one of our videos. It's in my book if you've come across that. This is one that Sterling made, and there are different explanations for why they did that. So we'll break that down at some point. But for this, it's probably enough to point out, before we see this thing working, that this thing doesn't work. There's literally no way to fire it. It's a mock-up. So, albeit made from real gun parts.
Funnily enough, Anton does say in his devlog when he showed this off that there's no trigger linkage, and he just says, doesn't stop us in Hot Dog Land, which I have to respect.
Fair enough. Hot Dog Land is probably the best place for this thing. Now, the real thing has some delightful paint overspray on it from where they damaged it in the putting together and then resprayed it. I'm not going to criticise not getting this thing quite right. It's fairly horrifying, but it's a piece of horrifying history. Let's put it that way. Horrible history, if you will. This was never turned into a real firearm. If it had been, I don't know if this was apparent in VR, but there's, by sticking this onto the handguard, you're kind of really ruining the ergonomics. You've only got one place you can grasp the thing. Oh, one last point that those of you who've played with the H3 VR version, take a look at the front sight. It's 2 front sights stacked on top of each other, which looks very video gamey. We've seen that kind of fudge done in stuff before. They've literally gone, oh no, the sight's now too low. I know. We'll just cut off the sight protectors, weld on a second front sight, and then put a sheet metal riser on there for the rear sight.
When the H3 version, looks like that's been the case for the rear sight as well. There's just a rear sight block dropped onto another rear sight block.
Yeah, so they've either misread the original or just gone, what the hell? We'll do the same as they did on the front, because that's just a piece of bent sheet metal welded in place. Quite nicely done, actually. Of the corners cut on this thing, that's probably the better bit of work.
Final wrap-up thoughts as to what you've seen today. What's the next thing that you'd hate to see? Yeah, I know you don't want to say anything else now, just because you don't want to give Anton ammunition.
I can't think of much worse than a bullpup DM2. I can't believe you suggested it. He reacted with empathy and compassion and didn't want to do it, and then he made him do it anyway.
He's obviously slept on it and thought, you know what? No, let's do it.
I tell you what I would like to see, which probably means it won't happen, and that's a bullpup Sterling. Because they already made short pistol length versions of it, so if you put all the working parts back here with a butt pad, maybe like the Viper idea, but based on that far too practical. No one will do it. I'm going to stop talking about things I don't want to see, because clearly the universe manifests them when I do.
Yeah, speaking of those monkey paw wishes.
Yeah. Hey, it's a Johnson. Insert joke here.
I recognise the name from last episode. Do you remember the Zip ship gun from last episode?
Yes.
That was their creation, so I'm bracing myself now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get around to covering the Johnson on the Armouries channel at some point. Rifle and machine gun. It's a very interesting, very cool rifle, and there's some British trial stuff I can look up on it as well. Loads, as you see there, into a sort of rotary mag with chargers, with clips. He's chucking that in the bin though. That's worrying me. Oh, there we go. That's why. Because there's the ruined version, inevitably.
I think they call it modernised, but that's fair.
No, it's ruined. That's an Alan Partridge quote, I think. It's ruined.
Is that when Orange Juice fills his buckets full of Bond VHS?
I think so.
Yeah, they're ruined.
One of our deeper cuts?
It's so deep I didn't even know what I was saying. Just remember the turn of phrase. Yeah, this is A for effort, but does disturb me slightly. But then I suspect that's the point. I think the worst thing about it are the rail covers covering rails that can't possibly do anything.
I was about to say, for some reason, the rail covers are the bit that's making me wince most.
Yeah. Just think this could be the M1941 A27.
I tell you what, though, there's some thought here. Bear with me. With some of this customization or inspired customization, the Johnson wouldn't clash as a Star Wars gun.
No, well, yes, it would, and for one important reason: Picatinny bloody rails.
No,
The
not
ones
this
in-
one, but compare it to the Space
Oh,
AK.
okay.
But you use
I
it
thought-
as the base of a Star Wars gun. You might be on something.
No,
here.
absolutely. But don't, because they're relatively rare. So please don't go butchering them for Star Wars. No, I thought you meant as in it would have to have some. It'd have to be festooned with some nonsense in order to pass in Star Wars. And the only thing stopping this from being that is all those Picatinny rails, because why would space guns have Picatinny rails in the distant past in a different galaxy? Which is why I don't like the E11 variant from Rogue One, because it has bloody Picatinny rails on it. Because it either has Picatinny rails or it has just a flashlight attached to the side for reasons. Anyway, suffice to say, my failing memory aside, yeah, not a big fan of Picatinny rails where they don't feel right. And this thing has just so many of them.
I just realised they're putting stripper clips in
Yep.
for to expedite their reload later.
Oh, as in inserting them in and they're hanging out the side.
Yeah, so when it comes to reload, they can just wham.
Yeah.
Send them in.
That must be a behaviour that they've learned from playing the actual game, because that's not how stripper clips work. They will naturally fall out if you do that. I haven't tried it with a Johnson, but I don't think there's anything that would hold it in place in the way that we're seeing there. I do like this side-by-side comparison of just how ruined the gun is, like with that afterthought pistol grip added onto the semi-pistol grip of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. That's horrifying. The Magpul angled foregrip, the too many scopes. He's really giving us some beauty shots of this thing.
Yeah.
And there's a suppressor, big square suppressor on the end as well, I think. I even glossed over that. The sublime, the ridiculous. Slightly odd looking EM2. Not sure what's going on with the pistol grip.
So this is a modifiable version of the EM2. H3VR has an EM2. There's a mod version that makes it modifiable.
Okay, I'm just trying to think where it's got hang on. That pistol grip, is that not on like a Call of Duty version of the EM2 or something?
Oh,
Sure, I've
yes.
seen it somewhere.
I think you're right. So this looks similar to the Black Ops Cold War EM2. Has that
Yes,
bow.
that's right. Yeah, the knuckle bow, which looks like the Arctic trigger on the real EM2, but isn't. And then that weird shaped checkered pistol grip.
I'm sure their modifications will be very reasonable.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. I will say, when I was writing my Bullpups book, there was a suggestion that we ask a well-known firearms company, who were up for the idea but weren't able to help in the end, to conceptualize a modernized EM2, not a million miles away from this, as in polymer furniture, rail attachment systems, that kind of thing. And that was never done, so I haven't seen. This is the first one I've seen that tries to fully modernise, like the double take almost between the two.
This is like the EM2 if it existed in the Expanse universe.
Someone else throwing the more reasonable one in the bin and choosing the modern one. Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that absolutely makes me twitch is the F2000 sight cover, because that's really doing nothing other than making it look more sci-fi. Without that, that's a good effort at modernising EM2. Now, in reality, EM2 comes into service. Well, when would it come into service? Probably not until 1955 or thereabouts. That was one of the reasons they went with the FN design, because they could make 5,000 troop trials rifles in relatively short order, whereas Enfield had no chance. So that was part of the decision to bin the EM2, like we saw there, and go with what became the L1A1. So if it's in service let's say it's in service 55, well, I mean, let's be honest, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R didn't last beyond the Gulf War, did it? So it's not going to last into the era of... It lasted into the era of polymers, and in fact, the EM2 was already slated. They did a study on a polymer furniture set for it in the early 50s. So they were always probably going to go to polymer at some point. So let's say late 60s, early 70s, it goes to the black nylon polymer that's on the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. That already makes it look pretty different. They could have changed out the optic to something different. A couple of different magnified optics for the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. that appear later. What we're not going to see is Picatinny rails and suppressors and things like that, because realistically, this thing wouldn't even have lasted as long as the S.T.A.L.K.E.R did It's more complex, less robust, more expensive. It would have been pensioned off sometime in the 80s, I would have thought. Anyway, actually a good effort. The only thing that tipped it over into Trollsville, I think, is the F2000 reference. Here we go. It's that time. Emotional support MP5 in place. But I am aware of the history. So, as I understand it, the missing bit of sight protector here, which, by the way, is something that some reprobates have done to the MP5, cut this bit out. Don't know why. I've even seen one where the front sight protector is completely cut away and it's just the front sight post insert that's left behind. Goodness knows why anyone did that. So that bit in itself is not implausible. What is implausible is it being left hand. There is no left-handed version of the MP5, unfortunately, but that is a carryover from the original game.
I wonder if part of that is they thought, hey, we've already got an MP5 model in universe that seemingly they modeled with the cases ejecting to the left because it looks cool. But I wonder if there was a thought where, hey, H&K didn't chase us for this version. We know they're pretty litigious. Let's just make that version, but shinier, but current gen, because we know it's safe. We know no one's going to come knocking because of that version.
That's reasonable, but they have definitely modeled it to a much higher degree and textured it to a much higher degree of fidelity. And really the only thing that's different significantly is it ejecting from the left like that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't the only gun that did that in Stalker 1.
No, a lot of them did.
Maybe that backs up your theory, actually.
It was of the era where we want cool details on screen, so let's have the cases fly across the player's view.
It's a little frustrating because it's so close to being a really good MP5 that it makes me a little sad that it has those features.
Let me see if anyone's modded it to fix it. I'll do a live mod check.
And if they haven't, you know what you have to do, because I love me an MP5. MP5 drum mag? I'm sure I've seen someone attempt that. Now, the quick detach suppressor on that is definitely legit. That's what this tri-lug muzzle is all about. Push on under spring pressure, turn, and it's up against those stops and it's not going anywhere. One of the original quick detach suppressor systems.
I'm afraid I couldn't find a mod that flips
Boo.
the Viper 5 so it ejects to the right. Maybe modders are scared of H&K as well.
Maybe. Right, we've got the AUG assault rifle, which doesn't look like a real AUG to me. Somewhat like the A3. We haven't got any modern AUG variants to show or to compare, but that looks legally different to me, like across the board. Everything about that looks different to me. Like it's a sort of sci-fi-ified AUG. Or AUG, if you prefer. These assault rifles that I've heard so far are sounding... Now, it's got a suppressor on it, so it's going to sound muted, literally. Sounding a little bit weak. This nose art AUG is... I'm almost surprised that people don't put things like smiley faces and shark mouths and things on their firearms. We see some pretty crazy firearm decoration out in the real world where people are fighting each other, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this, which is surprising when you think about it. I don't know. I think a shark mouth nose art on the magazine well of an otherwise ordinary rifle, I think could work. But this is a bit over the top with the rivets and the paint scheme and the extra things you've stuck to it. 3 lasers are making me chuckle. And they might confuse, to paraphrase Harry Hill. They dazzle, they excite. I'd be disappointed if the Tokarev was not in this game. Looking good. Can't quite see if it says it's a TT-33. Oh, great. I know it's a simple thing, but just seeing the hammer fall in an empty chamber is nice. by no means the only game to do it, but got some plaid there, Dave. Is that your choice?
I knew you were going to mention that. I knew it. As soon as I put this operator skin on, I was like, either Jonathan's going to say something or a commenter will.
I'm only getting ahead of the comments.
But yes,
Not
it
really
was.
your colours, I would have thought.
I was drawn to it.
I happen to have picked up a nice sectioned one there with the cutaway bits picked out in red, which is common for cutaways, but a great way to study how these things work. In this case, the standard Browning system, but it means you can see the barrel unlock and drop and so on and so forth. Sounds good, looks good, handles well. There's a fair bit of heft in that thing, so with a good grip it shouldn't be recoiling very much. It's a lighter bullet than some Browning designs I could mention. Oh, okay, we've got truck mud flap art on the grip there. Is this where it's going to start getting crazy?
Well, the Tokarev is sort of an iconic Tarkov weapon. The gold one especially, because it's the only way to get this is to kill a boss in Raid. His name's Rashala, and he's basically like a fixer, a mob boss.
Okay.
And he's only effective in combat because he's got goons around him, so it sort of plays on the gangster archetype, but also a Russian gangster, and that comes together into a golden TT-33.
It's quite a subdued gold, but I quite like that finish. It's not just your stereotypical super shiny gold. The engraving, I think, looks great. That looks like a piece of metal that has been engraved rather than sort of bump mapping. Like where it's not, everything's very shallow looking because it isn't actually engraved into the virtual metal, if you see what I mean. The one-handing it around the corner is good, I like that, although there's really no reason why you couldn't two-hand it, but then I suppose no real advantage to doing so. Just the variety in positions, holds, animations, I think is unsurpassed in a video game.
So this entire clip has been me fighting one guy, and as you can see from the armor, he was wearing level 4 plates, which is what made this fight take quite a while. I think I might have just hit him in the legs and arms to the point of him passing away, because no round was going through his armor. Not from this weapon.
Exactly right. Yeah, so it doesn't level 4 body armor. No pistol is making it through that, so the same result would happen regardless. In its day, 7.62x25 was pretty penetrative, so you'd be pretty sure it was going to hit a vital organ on an unprotected person. No one's really wearing body armor. No pistol is going through a decent steel helmet, so didn't matter too much. But it was not a slouch in its day, but definitely not armor piercing.
What are you talking about? This is a standard M1A.
It's really not, is it? I can see now, apart from the title at the top that says Springfield Armory M1A, I can just about make out the M14 action and gas system at the front, but it's kind of covered in some gubbins. I'd go so far as to say that this is festooned with nonsense. So, I don't recognise this chassis. I don't know if that's a failing or a good thing on my part. The buttstock is the Magpul S.L.K.E.R, which is somewhat popular at the moment. It's a sort of lightweight, low-profile stock, although I always think looks a bit silly sticking off the back of a giant rifle. The grip is one of those skeletonized ones with some sort of corset on it, which is weird. Angled vertical grip? And is that the X Products drum mag?
Yeah, because I think it's called X50 in the game. So yeah, X Products is probably bang on.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to it, but let's carry on. Oh, it's getting worse. There's a Night Force sniper scope on it now. I mean, it is a sniper or DMR rifle, I guess. Is it, though, anymore? It just looks so clunky and heavy. I don't know why you wouldn't, like an AR-10 or SR-25 based system or an HK-416 or anything like that would be preferable, really. The only real reason that the M14 lasted as long as it did as a sniper/DMR weapon is that they had thousands of them, brand new, in Greece, ready to be converted.
Did they have to fly them over then?
How do you mean, sorry?
If they were in Greece.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Really?
Sorry.
Oh. Oh. That's physically painful, that one.
This clip you're seeing here is me realizing I put the my rangefinder on the wrong side of my gun, so I couldn't see the readout. So I had to go into the inventory and take it off one side, put it on the other.
So you couldn't find your rangefinder.
Yeah, I knew I equipped it. I was like, where is it?
Irony. Yeah, I don't think an angled vertical grip is going to be conducive to a natural position and hold with an accurate rifle. This has a lot of... I know, like, Armour has done proper sniping. A couple of games have tried to do it. Most of them fudge it, but this looks like it might actually be possible to be a proper sniper in the game and learn how to snipe.
Sam, there are people that don't use the rangefinder, and they either just know the map so well, they know the distances, and they've used a certain scope or a certain weapon combination so much they can zero in on where they need to shoot. It's the I guess it's the difference between having the experience with a weapon platform and a combination of weapon and optic. But if you don't have that, Tarkov has some tools to help help marry those two things. Help you meet in the middle somewhere.
There's just something so wrong about it looks like an M14 or M1A clipping through a different weapon, and I know that chassis like this exist, but it just looks a bit wrong. Right, got the S.A.L.K.E.R.
So the S.A.L.K.E.R isn't in Escape from Tarkov. This is a mod.
Okay.
And whoever modded this was submitted by the Walrus Queen. Whoever modded it has done a very good job.
Very good. I was just thinking that. Sloppy drills, though. Yeah, it's got an A1 pattern handguard on it, but so did lots of the L85A2s when they came out, so that's fine. Oh, hello. Oh. It's a good thing you showed me the mod the rifle first, because you can barely see what this is. So there's a G36 carrying handle, a thermal sight, some sort of light. Oh, is that just the... Oh, this is a little confusing.
To say the least.
One word comes to mind with this. Heavy. So we've got a Hera Arms foregrip there, which is, I would say, spoiling the lines of the L85, but no one's ever said that, so I won't be the first. So that's fine. At one point, we get the right hand coming in and cocking it as well, which is not correct, but hey, do what you like. It's your imaginary S.A.L.K.E.R. There's even a forward assist there. It's weird how all of the gubbins on this makes it look so different, because it's not actually different underneath. Yeah, weird, isn't it? It's not as awful as it ought to be.
That drum magazine's definitely going to get in the way, but other than that, I think you can see the arm clipping through it in some moments as well.
I did. I was going to ask you if that's what I saw, and I think it is. Now, there was, if I remember correctly, there was a trial with the C mag on the L86 A1. The one thing you don't want to do to the A1 S80 A1 series is add more unreliability by putting a C mag on it, but they did try it. So that bit of this build is somewhat plausible. If you'd given me the build list for this, I would have probably facepalmed. But somehow it comes together. Like, if you put this in a sci-fi movie, maybe without the drum.
Considering how much or how frequently the S80 has stood in for sort of different sci-fi gun, like it was in Firefly.
It's in Aliens.
It's in Aliens.
In the background.
I think this is just an extrapolation of the S80's weird sci-fi film legacy. This looks even more sci-fi while still having the L85 as its heart.
Yeah, it's ironic that probably, I mean, at first glance anyway, the most realistic S80 I think I've seen in a game. And so the first thing they've done is cover it in bits.
I was just very impressed that this was a mod from the handling, the model.
I didn't know what game I was looking at when it first popped up. I was about to ask, what are we looking at here?
They've managed to very much capture the realism and authenticity of Tarkov when they've modded this weapon.
What is that tank? Take this!
Now this thing's very cool. I like this.
This is the MAGS series of submachine guns.
Mags. So yeah, I don't know. I weirdly quite like a bit of wood on the submachine guns. Now, funnily enough, the stock is borrowed from the stock and the low receiver trigger group pistol grip feels like it's what was nicked from the previous gun. And appears here. However, there's another possible inspiration, but I don't know if they would have known about this with the
MP40 based Spanish S.T.A.L.K.E.R submachine gun, which really does look like a parallel universe diesel punk MP40. They've gone with wood. Actually, the grips are plastic, not wood, by the way. But the lower receiver, or outer lower receiver, like on the MP40, on that it's a phenolic plastic, and on this it's just a carved piece of wood. Cheaper at the time to go that way, and it radically changes the look. Now, to be fair, almost every detail of this is different to an MP40. It's MP40 inspired. It is not a copy. Certainly is reminiscent of this thing. Not so much in the front though. The front end looks more, I don't know, like a Suomi or something. Doesn't have the big sight tower of the what I can see here. I think they sort of double dipped on the SGG for this and the last gun, taken design elements and split them out into two separate guns. And I think this is a coincidence, but it's a good excuse to show you it. Maybe we'll dive into this one on our channel at some point. I think we probably will. You see, there's another element, two more design elements. The front sight tower is taken from the Sturmgewehr, and the stacking hook is also taken from the Sturmgewehr. The rear sight, the part of the receiver that sticks up to house the rear sight, that is also taken from the Sturmgewehr. So this really is just as much STG as the last gun, just in a different way. Oh yeah, there we go, with a full-on water jacket, complete with asbestos corset.
Yeah, some of the variants seem to have like MP18 barrel shroud. Others, like you say, the water jacket.
So that's looking a bit G3-ish towards the end there. Oh, you see, for this one, with the sort of water jacket front end, they've increased the height of the rear sight base to line up with the front sight. So that one actually works, albeit it looks a bit silly.
And this is the underslung option for the SMGs.
What are we underslinging?
Flamethrower.
I should have known. I misread that as a foregrip, funnily enough, but it's actually a tiny fuel tank. Oh, okay, so that's the... you have done a good job of extracting these so I can actually make out what the heck's going on with them. Bit of a perforated heat shield there, and then additional shields at the side. I guess because you've got to try and potentially put your hand on them. Oh, that one makes a bit less sense, I think. There's a bit of sort of busy work. Yeah, this happens with almost every flame weapon, because people don't really grasp them to the extent that they do firearms. And they just sort of go, oh, put a pipe there, or put a can there. I understand that. The real things are quite boring, really, except for the ones that are mocked up like rifles. They don't look really as exciting as the movie ones tend to. Yeah, I don't think I want to be underslinging a flamethrower off a water-cooled automatic rifle. But...
Why did my water jacket blow up?
I wasn't even thinking of the heat. I was thinking of the weight, but yeah, not ideal. I mean, how much flame are you going to get out of that little canister?
Here I come!
There's been some good sort of aiming going on. Then there's been some kind of random firing from down here. Firing from the hip was a real thing. We've talked about that before. With such a big, heavy gun, obviously, you would not be able to do very much firing from the shoulder. So, yeah, the sound is...
Here I come! Mwah.
Feels appropriate for the game, but if this was something more kind of graphically intense, I'd probably be saying that the reports of the guns are very weak sounding.
These higher tier of SMGs, I recognize that gunshot sound from somewhere. It must be in like a gunshot library or something that multiple games have used, because for the life of me I can't think of what it could be, but I definitely recognize it.
If anyone in the comments knows what that rat-a-tat-a-tat sound is from or was used in, put us out of our misery. I suppose the random cocking that they're doing at the end of a turn is essentially reloading. It's the same thing they do.
It's meant to imply a reload because you can't shoot more than once on a turn. So you're ending your turn, so you're reloading for the next one.
I always find idle animations weird in turn-based or similar things. Bit weird. People don't just kind of move in place like that. Well, unless they really need the toilet or something.
It's not too smart.
Right, now this I knew was coming. And weirdly, I kind of guessed part of it correctly by picking one of our earliest MP5A2s, or one of our earliest MP5s full stop. So this is very vintage, has the straight magazine, but then they're interchangeable. Now this is the earliest Enfield made MP5 that I have ever seen, and it is dated 1968. Of course, the one in the game has gone quite modern, so it has on the claw mount, which this doesn't have. It's early enough that it doesn't have the pressings for the HK claw mount. Those are there, or at least you can see them. And they've put a version of a claw mount on there that doesn't really make sense. It looks like I think they've welded one on effectively. And of course they've put the one of the modern railed handguards on there.
They've done all this to imply attachments, but there are actually no attachments in the game. You can't modify your weapons with foregrips and optics or anything like, or lasers.
I was going to ask you about that because the AK had 2 sight rails and the Benelli had a rail on it, and now a third gun with rails on it, and I haven't seen any accessories so far. So clearly somebody said you need to design these for a accessory system that they then didn't make. Interesting. The actual design is a bit depressing because it isn't that close to the real thing. Actually, do you know what? This is looking like a toy one. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get hold of a plastic toy and model that. It's just a guess. But yeah, it has the straight mag, reminiscent of the original straight mag, but not the same as that. I'll say that. It does have the strengthening groove toward the front of the mag, so maybe they've taken that as inspiration. Just to make myself feel better. So much better.
I'm glad you slapped the MP5 because the character doesn't.
No! The least he can... Oh no, it's another flick. It's another flick.
Oh no, it's another flick.
And no mag catch either.
It's gotten to the point now where I think I only show you MP5s if they're cursed or they're really good. There's no longer middle ground.
It's ejecting 556 brass as well.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just put an HK53 in the game? The rate of fire is too slow as well. And the sound effects, the shotgun sound effects, I like. Even the pistol versus suppressed pistol was okay, if not good. The sound of this thing is awful. It really feels like a 1990s effort. Sorry, guys. Right, it's a rare sighting for a video game. It's a take on the knock volley gun. This is a real one. Some other kind of greebly bits going on that I don't understand. Notably what looks like a top brake lever. So I've got a nasty feeling this is going to be a breech loading cartridge gun. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got a piston firing pin, like a Snyder or a trapdoor or something. That's a hammer, not a percussion. So it's not a percussion gun at all. The barrel's a square section as well, or hexagonal section. The real thing is round, with ribs between them, and then braced together. Yes, it's a break open knock volley gun. Oh,
I knew that would make you wince. He's got a big speed loader.
I could see lugs, and I could see that there was a piston firing pin. What's the firing pin striking?
A nerve?
Yes. This is physically painful to watch.
It was quite painful to use, if that makes you feel better.
A little. Yeah, I mean, apart from the shame of not including something closer to the real amazing 7-barrel iconic knock volley gun of the very early 19th century, it's practically not a great idea because the weight of all those barrels on that pivot point would be not great. More than anything else, it's just pointless. All you're getting out of this is an overcomplicated substitute for a revolver carbine. I actually am not sure what this is, if indeed it is real.
I believe this is a Siege creation.
Okay, that's a relief.
I saw this and just thought, this is a Uzi in 5080.
Wow. 50 GI, actually, which is something else. This is actually meant to be a shorter overall length cartridge than 50 AE. 50 AE being designed for a Deagle, really. This is something that will fit in a smaller frame pistol than a Deagle. And if you were going to run a 50 cal SMG, I guess that is the cartridge type you would choose, because 50 AE is going to be a little punchy in the recoil department. Intriguing. If this was like a Call of Duty future set game or something of that nature, or Battlefield, maybe I could get behind it, but I'm afraid I'm still bitter about the change to Rainbow Six as a franchise, the many changes, and an entirely fictional 50 caliber mini Uzi is really not what I want from a Rainbow Six game. No one in their right minds is going to be using a medium-sized Uzi in a 50 caliber pistol cartridge. That's just silly. Design wise, I should say something about the aesthetics. I like what they've done with it. Logically, if you're going to go for a punchier cartridge, you might have a machined, and just with modern manufacturing, you might well have a machined lower like that. The kind of MG42 machine gun top cover upper/cover is maybe a little questionable, and the whole aesthetic of it does look like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare type, something of that nature. I am ranting, so I'll shut up.
Aptly introduced during Operation High Caliber.
Yeah. What the hell is this?
So this is one of Siege's own designs.
It's awful.
It's used by robots.
I'm sorry.
There's like bipedal operator drones that someone pilots remotely, and this is the weapon that they come with.
This just gets worse. Why? Why is that a thing?
That I don't know.
Even Call of Duty didn't do that, and they're fantasy level stuff sometimes, and they know it, and that's fine. When they're going 50 years in the future or whatever, it's kind of expected, or doing zombies or whatever. Robot. Oh, God. Right. Okay. So this is an HK-33 presumably, because it's 5.56 roller delayed and has 33 in the name, which for some reason has a. Well, let's look at the reasonable bits. Shouldn't take long. So the handguard is very sort of SIG MCX-y, or take your pick really, any modern sort of piston-driven rifle with M-lock slots on it, cooling vents, 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock rails, except the 12 o'clock rail on this doesn't have any notches, doesn't have any stops, because they've used the rail on the top of the receiver, which shouldn't be there, by the way, because there is no designed-in Picatinny rail on a roller-delayed weapon like this. They're all welded on top or otherwise added. They've used that to add a G36C style rail thing, and then another one kind of cloned off the front of it to bring it down to the end of the handguard. That's just making me quite sad. And there's something deeply cursed about the knuckle bow trigger guard setup that they've added to this in itself, but especially the way it butts up against the back of the magazine, like that negative space that at the bottom is just not a fan of that. And then the buttstock is kind of, I don't know, like a race gun or something, some kind of, or maybe a space age sniper rifle or something. I don't know. I suppose taken as a whole, they're going for what would an HK rifle look like wielded by robots. So we're going to give it features that make it look more sci-fi. I'm surprised they didn't go for a thumbhole stock on this, actually, because as we all know, thumbhole stocks make everything futuristic. Yeah, I don't know. As you can probably tell, not a fan of this. Yeah, I think the way to fix that, now I'm thinking how to fix this. I think the stock needs to be more sort of congruent with the overall design, because it feels out of place, feels like it should be on a sniper rifle. Ditch the knuckle bow trigger guard or lower it so it aligns with the bottom of the mag, maybe, although that might have its own problems. And the biggest thing I would do is remove that sort of bridge, that what makes it look like a carry handle being cloned into the fore end. This should be strong enough to just go all the way forward. Then it's going to look more Marita-like, something like that, and at least look a bit sort of sci-fi. And the color scheme's the other thing. The beige, desert beige, doesn't really jive with the yellow and the green and the... Well, I don't know. That's more of a subjective thing.
I wonder if they'll keep this weapon only used by robotic drones, because I think if a human operator was wielding this weapon, it would start the conversation of, well, should the recoil be different? Surely a mechanical drone, you'd be able to build it to compensate for the recoil if this was a drone weapon and in the hands of the human being. that might feel different.
We've had that conversation about something else. Maybe it was Destiny, maybe more than one thing, where, yeah, your robot's just a skin. It doesn't mean anything. They really ought to be, in some way, more capable. I mean, you could say, to be fair, you could say the same thing about some of the iconic robots and cyborgs, like the term, T-800 or Robocop as a cyborg. And he actually kind of does do that targeting thing that a human couldn't do without, that sort of explains away his hip shooting thing. But, why does a Terminator miss?
Similarly, why do these things need a holographic?
Why do they need to bring the weapon into the aim at all, really, when they could be aiming via accelerometer?
Now we are too in the weeds, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We definitely are. But that's no. In all seriousness, thinking along those lines is the difference between a sort of hand wavy, cool cosmetic thing, or something else you might be trying to do, or a really deep sci-fi universe where things matter. Technology matters, and not most things don't get all of their technology right in that way. Top of my head, The Expanse does amazing stuff with space and rail guns and stuff like that. Small arms, like airsoft-based Glocks and things that don't really... There's been no advancement in the next 150 years with small arms, seemingly, because people making it, I guess, don't care as much about guns as I do. Now, I remember this. Definitely haven't played it. I remember making comparisons to Cronenberg, Existenz in particular.
Yeah, Existenz is what I was reminded of, but it's a very H.R. Geiger-inspired, fleshy hellscape of a game.
Yeah, a mixture of the two, actually. The sort of body horror of Cronenberg and the biomechanics of Giger. Pretty disgusting. I look, the wet squelchy sounds as you close the chamber. Not really sure what that is. How does it work? No idea. Oh, even the sort of empty, the click empty sounds gross. Oh, I really hate the noises they make when you shoot them. Ugh. Yeah, gross.
I really dislike how the ammunition containers, like a fleshy bandolier or something, weird pincushion mushroom looking thing that you're plucking bits out of to then shoot.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's not even like Existenz makes more sense in that he builds it out of an actual chicken carcass and shoots teeth out of it. I don't think those are meant to be teeth. This is something much more abstract and it's like an alien organism that shoots projectiles, I guess. Or parallel dimension creature thing. Don't know. Can't help. Back once again with the Black Ops 6.
Full of completely normal guns.
Whatever else I could criticise about Black Ops 6 as a game, maybe. And we have our issue with our legally different guns, so if you were to pull up some images of the real AK-971 and compare this, you will find some differences, I'm sure. I suspect Activision are less concerned about being sued by these people than others, I don't know. But those two things aside, the guns have a lot of kind of presence and weight and recoil and flash and smoke, and in this case, I find it especially hard to criticise because I don't have a basis of comparison other than other video game AUKs. Yeah, even the cartridges look great. That looks like actual lacquered steel case 7.62. Oh yeah, actually good point. That does look like 7.62 or 39. Which variant is this supposed to be?
So this is supposed to be the AK-973, I believe. I think that's backed up because it's in the marksman weapons category. So feasibly more powerful than the assault rifles. This is only available in single shot and burst.
I mean, I follow the video game logic, but I wouldn't call this a marksman's rifle in any way. And 7.62 by 39 is one of the original assault rifle cartridges. But this it's like you've softened me up with a fairly conventional take on an AK-973, and suddenly there's this.
Yeah, I thought you'd like to see something, in your words, festooned with nonsense.
That is the epitome of festooned with nonsense.
Every time I booted up the game to get more footage or looked at the gun, I noticed another thing on it.
Let us count the ways.
in which this is festooned. We've got some sort of weird muzzle device thing that I assume is a suppressor, integrated suppressor. Oh, of course, sorry. What am I talking about? This is an AS-Val under all this, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's normal. What's not normal are the clamped-on doohickeys that are hanging off it. We've got a light module. We've got some sort. It looks like an underbarrel harpoon launcher.
That's the crossbow.
Crossbow, okay. I've got a side view here in case anyone's thinking I'm particularly daft. Obviously, 3 optics, minimum number of optics for festoonery status. And we've got a canted red dot on the side there. But for all I know, there are another 8 optics on the right side.
I was about to say we've not seen the other side yet.
And then we have a pistol drum mag in some sort of vertical pistol grip attached to the tubular buttstock.
That's right.
Why and where does it go?
Don't know. We don't need to know that. It's not important.
So how has this come to be? Is this some legendary skin, or is it, am I asleep right now? What is this?
Yeah, this is one of the cosmetic blueprints. Why don't you take a look at the other side as well?
Okay, if I must. Oh no. I was joking about optics on the other side. There is an optic on the other side. There are 4 optics.
What's funny about the optic is the optic on the right side is actually the flip magnifier for the red dot, which now can't flip in because they've also put another optic in the way. But my favourite is the 2 foregrips just on the side of the weapon.
2 foregrips?
Well, there's
Where's
the one.
The other 4?
There's the one around the suppressor, and then there
Yes.
seems to be one just above the magazine.
Oh God, yeah. I'm looking at it perpendicular, so I can only see the end. Yes, yeah, you're right. Absolute madness. And a light laser module on the right side as well. So you've got 5 different means. No, 6. 7 different means of aiming, because I think there's a torch and a laser separate to the laser light module. I've lost the plot, and indeed the will to live.
Like I said, if we were ever going to cover something festooned with nonsense, this might be the most festooned with the most nonsense.
So this is a stock design.
This is the AS-Val, and then you can get the paid cosmetic to turn it into this creation.
So this isn't manually customized to be cursed. This is a thing that exists.
So, someone on the Call of Duty team made this, and it was
Yes,
packaged.
that's what
and
I'm
sold.
getting at.
Yeah.
Well, they're bad and they should feel bad.
I mean, I don't know whose words. I paid for it. So.
Well, you paid for it, and the viewer funded you to pay for it.
And now you're paying for it.
Am I ever? If this is coming up second, what on earth is coming later? That's my concern.
Oh no, he's sussed me out.
This is bordering on Clockwork Orange kind of psychological torture.
Ludovico technique to just to watch Black Ops 6.
Ah, okay. That's a weirdly... Do you know, it's amazing how a small change can make a gun look cursed. And it's not even the iconic AR-15 carry handle, it's just the USAS-12 carry handle. But it's somehow just squashed enough to look very wrong. I don't know, it doesn't jibe with the lines on the rest of the gun. And as with all of these legally different COD guns, the more you look at it, the more difference you'll notice. For example, we won't labour it, but look at the lower receiver on this thing compared to the one in the game. Completely different design, reads similar, but different in all the ways that would matter if you were making this, which obviously we're not. I'm sure most of them don't mind, but I do feel sorry for the artists that are obliged to make things different when they know they could do a better job. It's not their fault at all. Hello, those of you who know me, by the way. I am thinking of you, and I get why it's done, but I do wish I guess it's the publishers more than anything else. I wish they were less risk averse, because at this point you may as well make your own gun, really.
That's the point I'm always quick to make when I talk to other people about this stuff, is that on a technical level, the animations, the textures, the models, the interaction found in the Black Ops 6 weapons, found in most of the modern Call of Duty weapons, is absolutely fantastic. It's the tweaks that they make to turn them from the real world weapon, take inspiration from that and turn it into something unique that we obviously like to play around and joke with. But yeah, the talent on display nothing we can say could take away from that.
No, and that's why I'm trying to make that clear in this one, because I know I've spoken a lot about and complained a lot about this on and off, but it's absolutely no reflection on them. This might be. Or maybe one of them, whoever worked on this.
I really like this. It was giving me post-apocalypse Army of Two vibes.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Warhammer, but it's very orky. This is, again, so in all seriousness, in a different game, this would be amazing. Especially if you're some sort of masochist, because the number of spikes and chains on this thing is not going to be comfortable unless you're really into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that cheek piece ain't cheeking anymore.
Cheek piece ain't cheeking. This thing is bizarre, but I sort of, I could see it. Mad Max, per se, is a bit more understated than this, but I could see it in, I don't know, Rust or not Rust, sorry, Rage. The hose on the side is maybe my only real query as to why that is there. Because everything else is sort of cosmetic, except for the shield. The shield might do you some good, hard to say. Now, the much more classic end of the SMG spectrum is the Papasha PPSH 41. A very nice looking one. They have really nailed the, dare I say, crudity. And actually, this one's really nicely made, so I'm being a bit unfair. But the later war ones do have some quite crudely machined grooves. For example, these grooves for helping you disassemble the thing. And I happen to notice here that there were sort of stutter marks where they've been quite crudely machined on. So I think they would have based that on a real one, I'm sure, and the one they based it on was a bit rough and ready. This is early war, nicely blued. Quite a nice bit of wood on it as well. So not actually as representative as a comparison compared to this one. Sounds good, good rate of fire, visibly quite controllable, but then you've gone and ruined it with a North Korean style magazine.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing, because I know there was prototypes. I read a Forgotten Weapons article about the prototype PPSH 41 helical magazines. So when I saw they were adding these, I was quite excited, but the way they've implemented it into the game is that magazine has all of your ammunition in it. You don't reload, but now it's got an overheating mechanic that as soon as that bar goes red, it stops firing. I was disappointed that's how they chose to implement it into the weapon.
I don't like that. It also looks far more modern. Now, I don't remember, to be fair, the prototype helical mag for the publisher. I'm sure that's correct, but I query as to whether it looks like this without looking it up. It does make sense, actually, that they would come up with such a thing, because the silhouette of this with a drum, or for that matter with the box mag sticking way out the bottom, what a great way to. It's already a rifle style stock, shotgun style stock, so why not make it nice and compact with a nice high capacity? I guess maybe that's where the Bison concept came from. Is they were already tinkering with the. I need to go and look that up after this. This is the HK 433 or 433, legally different. I've managed to shoot one now, which is good, and handle a couple of others. I do appreciate it for being a scratch design of the modern era rather than another AR with a piston in it. Now, that gun is not recognizable.
It's entirely different, isn't it?
Under whatever this is. Maybe the trigger guard is still there. Is this some sort of tiki zombie roller coaster themed firearm?
That's exactly what it is. You've nailed it.
Oh, I mean, it's very detailed. It's like the World War II one with the battle scene going on top of it. I have to appreciate the artistry. But my God, it makes no sense. I don't really know what to say about this.
Like you said, it almost didn't matter what gun this was a blueprint for, because it's such a departure from the original weapon, right? And also that like from a gameplay perspective purely, all of the track is so distracting. It takes up so much of your screen when you're aiming down sight. Not that I think this is, an optimal meta build for the weapon.
Are they zombies in the
in the ride cars, or are they humans in the ride cars?
There's zombies in the ride cars, and then when you... I believe so, anyway. When you take down an enemy, the death animation is a giant roller coaster cart landing on them.
So it is. That is absurd. Also, physics. There's a waterfall coming out the side of that doesn't change when you tilt the gun over. Take that, Call of Duty. And we have a pretty close parallel to the Sight's Spectre submachine gun. So here is one. A very cool looking firearm, I think you'll agree. Looks like the stock does fold over the top like on the real one. They've got a grip safety on it. The real one doesn't have that. Different shaped trigger guard. The usual artificial differences. I really like how compact this and sleek this looks with the stock folded, and you can still use the sights. And then you can just bit of leverage, rip and deploy, and it locks open like that. You can see right away though it's not the same as the design in the game. Yeah, very, very cool design. Oh, that radically changes the look of the thing. Is that even the same gun?
Yeah, no, it is the same gun, but as you recognize, a few attachments for this gun in particular really changes the look of the thing.
That's a different lower receiver, a different buttstock, and a different fore end, and a different barrel. So you've got the upper receiver only that's the same by the look of it. And even then, it's got an additional bridge Picatinny rail, well, except it's not Picatinny, but rail across the top. It really does become its own design at this point. The way they're holding onto that sort of, I guess it's a C mag, 100 rounds, double drum mag is somewhat how you hold on to real drum mags. I guess it's either that or you kind of crane your arm around it. Not a very comfortable or ergonomic or accurate way to shoot, but you get weight of fire in your favour. The drum mag looks weirdly tiny. Maybe it isn't 100 rounds, in which case why bother? There'll be an SVD, he says. This is an SVD.
This is an SVC.
What does the C stand for?
Because it's the water. It's got full of fish.
Oh, C. C, as in get in the. Yeah, so see the little fish swimming around. I admire the creativity, actually.
I was worried that when I aimed down the scope, I would see a fish there, but thankfully you just see that on the outside.
Yeah, it completely bonkers, needless to say. I don't see the bolt moving when it fires. Now, maybe because they're actually the base model is quite realistic and it's moved so fast you wouldn't necessarily see it because it does lock back. But I have a feeling that the bolt isn't even moving there until it magically appears at the rear when it's empty.
Yeah, I don't think you can see it move during firing. Not that I could detect, anyway.
Which the real SVD does do. Unlike 90% of AKs, it will lock open on an empty magazine.
You can see the recoil spring through the plastic and the water, but yeah, the bolt doesn't come to the rear until you reload.
Yeah, so they've kind of shown their hand a bit there, I guess. Although, no, I don't know. Normally, if you could see the bolt on a weapon in this game, you'd be able to see the bolt moving through the port. So I'm curious to see if it's still visibly moving from the outside, even though it's not being modelled on the inside. Can't quite tell. I mean, obviously the cocking handle moves, so logically the bolt must move.
What I'd be interested in is, say the conversation started with, right, we've got an idea for a cosmetic, we're going to turn a gun into an aquarium, you can see little fish and sand through it, and we're going to make it clear. How do they land on the SVD? I wonder if it's just because, the SVD has few cosmetics available for it, or are there other reasons that that someone thought aquarium, follow a train of thought, ending up on SVD? I'd love to be in some of those meetings.
And we have a take on a very interesting Russian design that I haven't seen in person. The TKB 022 PM, I believe, or a variant of. Fascinating design. World of Guns, shout out to World of Guns. They have a version of this modelled. So, and according to people who would know, it's a pretty close approximation of something that is almost inaccessible, even in Russia. So have a look at that as to how the hell this thing actually would function in reality. But this has drifted a bit. So let's have a further look at it.
5 kills.
The other aspect to this that feels wrong is that separate black pistol grip. I don't remember one of this series of prototypes. They're all prototypes, by the way. I don't remember them having a separate pistol grip. The pistol grip's molded into the receiver, as far as I know. So that immediately makes it look different. I guess it has the spirit of the Korobov.
Really fascinating weapon and piece of history, though, and one that does weirdly work for Black Ops 6 and their use of prototype weapons and in-universe cutting-edge stuff.
Yeah, it does. It makes me wish for a more accurate one, though. If anyone's wondering about that reciprocating cocking handle looking rather close to your hand, that is on the real design. I don't think it's ambidextrous on the real one. Yeah, so it would be on the right side away from your hand, so it'd be less of a concern than it appears to be here. That's incredibly close to your knuckle. If you have your hand ever so slightly further back, it's going to have enough travel to really hurt your hand and or stop the gun from working. In fact, it almost certainly would stop the gun from working. Well, I don't know. It might not. If steel wins the battle over flesh, then it might go fully forward and have no problem.
Saying things like that, you're not doing yourself any favours when it comes to people thinking you're from the Mechanicus of Mars.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Leaders!
Oh god, it looks like a sporterized Model 1895 Winchester, famously adopted by Russia in the First World War. One of the few sort of frontline infantry rifles to be a bolt, to be a lever action, majority being bolt, of course. Not wildly successful, I dare say. That's interesting. What's the story behind this, Dave?
It's a barbecue now.
It's a barbecue. Oh yeah, tiny hot dogs on top.
That the cartridge ejects through.
That the cartridge ejects through and your thumb clips through the handles that I'm guessing are meant to be the ones on either end of a barbecue. Yeah, I don't understand.
The more you shoot it, the hotter it gets. And if you're doing really well, you're going to burn them hot dogs.
Well, it's nice that they've... I'm really reaching here, but it's nice that the theming extends to the functionality of the thing, I guess.
Including turning enemies into exploding barbecues.
Yeah.
Again, it's another one of those ones where, like, how did they get to this point? Where did the conversation go that they landed here? The colour changing metal as the weapon gets hotter. It's very well done.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put the griddle on the handguard, so you're not having cartridges clipping in and out of it. But yes, the heat kind of affecting the temper of the metal in a way, although it's not really plausible, but as a visual effect, it's good.
The explosions when you take down an enemy, the exploding barbecue, are so intense that it's hard to make follow-up shots to enemies behind them because the smoke lingers for just long enough.
They are big Now, is this based on some phenomenon, some health and safety phenomenon of gas barbecues actually exploding?
That's what I assumed.
We don't have that much of a culture of this in the UK.
Yeah, it's because we can barbecue for like 32 hours out of the year.
There are more gas barbecues here than when I was young, but still. So guns and barbecues together, very American thing. Right, what do we have here? I have what appears to be a saw blade launching weapon. It's a nice piece of design. Needless to say, of all the various projectiles that have been attempted over the years experimentally, saw blades ain't one of them. Even the CIA haven't tried that. But hey, where else other than video games and I guess certain genres of horror movie would you come across something like this? I'm not sure why it kind of cranks over to the left.
That's how it reloads.
Oh, of course, because it's like putting a record player on a... Sorry, putting a record on a record player. You've got to kind of convey... But surely an up-down motion would make a bit more sense. I don't know.
You're effectively just scooping up another saw blade.
Interesting sound effect. Yeah, not at all clear how this thing actually propels its saw blades. And they don't seem to be spinning prior to launch.
I figured since we're looking at the weird and wacky weapons of Black Ops 6, I couldn't not include the saw chucker.
I don't want to think about what the load-bearing equipment to carry this weapon would look like.
You'd have to be very careful with reloading and refilling your magazines, that's for sure.
Well, the kind of feed devices somewhat protect you from the sharp bits, I guess, but they're just a very awkward shape to have to fit into any kind of kit. It makes P90 magazines look sensible. Actually, to be fair, chest rig with P90 mags, no problem at all. Maybe G11 is a better comparison. Oh, I knew it! I didn't know this. I should have known this, because someone showed me this on X.
Yeah, the only way I could surprise you with it is by sneaking it into an entirely different episode.
Ah. This hurts my brain and eyes and soul. Oh, and the right-handed cocking as well. Just to rub salt into the gaping wound that is a double-barreled nonsense L85. Damn you, Call of Duty. And then the double barrels. What the hell? What's the bottom barrel doing and how?
It's really bizarre. When you fire it from the hip, you can see where the 2 points of impact are. But when you aim down sights, they come together. So the point of impact is singular.
What? I've just, as you were saying that you've just demonstrated it to me in the clip, and I don't know where to start with that. I suppose it might say more about the way the game is engineered than it does about anything else. Like, how is that achieved and why?
Because I mean, otherwise, if you're aiming from the hip and the top shot hits someone in the chest, the other one's going in the leg, depending on how far away they are. It's very odd.
One of the things that annoys me about this sort of cursed stuff is that it makes me start thinking about how it could be better, when really the answer is to just turn the computer off and walk away. And I'm thinking, if you're familiar with the Gilboa snake, which I've seen behind glass but haven't held, the side-by-side arrangement is silly, but much less silly than this. So if for those of you who haven't quite wondered why I'm so annoyed with this, like, there's no room for a second barrel. In fact, we happen to have an L85A3 here. There's barely enough room for the gas piston and the barrel itself, which is actually getting quite thick back here. Roughly A2 profile, round about the middle-ish. There's barely enough room there. You certainly can't fit the gas system, a barrel, and then another barrel, because it would be running through into the trigger mechanism housing, the lower receiver, probably even sticking out the bottom of that in places. So physically it wouldn't even fit. Mechanically it couldn't possibly function. The idea of placing 2 shots on target at a given distance is something that's been explored. Of course it has. The Salvo program, Spew, AN-94, G11, ACR, various duplex rounds, triplex rounds, lots of different ways of doing it. And then latterly with crazy stuff like the Duel 1911, the Arsenal, the Gilboa Snake. If they'd stuck 2 L86s together for hilarious comedy points, you'd have had the same game effect, and it would have been, if anything, it would have looked even more ridiculous, but been something that could exist. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. I don't know why an underbarrel barrel is just silly. Sorry, guys.
Because we'd obviously, like, we're in different clothes from the rest of the Cursed Guns of Black Ops 6 episode. So when I realised this was a thing, I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to sneak this into the episode now.
I like the way when I called you out and said, oh, you want to do a special bit at the end of this episode? Why? Is it a cursed gun? And you're like, no, it's nothing of that nature. Just outright lying to me at this point. Handgun. Transfusion rounds.
Yeah, so because this is a gun that's entire focus is anti-BT, it only shoots blood. So every bullet is, I guess, a cartridge with your blood in it.
I'm not clear on how it's a handgun. It looks like a carbine. Oh, okay. So to charge up and release. There's something deeply disturbing about accidentally exsanguinating yourself by shooting your blood at people.
So this is the other element of the blood system.
Why is there an ad for a Norman Reedus TV show?
Yeah, when this came out, there were a lot of ads in it. There was like Monster energy drinks and stuff.
What sense does that make in the universe?
Zero. It was just, I think, a perk that Norman Reedus got to promote his show at the time.
That's awful.
Yeah, really, really damaged my immersion when I first played it. But you know how I mentioned blood could damage BTs, someone in universe thought, what other bodily fluids could we use?
Oh no!
So EX grenade number 1, guess what that's made out of? And if you could extrapolate that, you'll know what EX grenade number 2 consists of.
I don't want to know about number 3.
It's really weird.
What the f*** is wrong with this man?
This really takes away from the comparatively normalcy of a gun that shoots your blood, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you might be able to tell by the M60-ish and the M16-ish weapons were in Vietnam.
Oh god. Oh, look how they massacred my boy. Okay, confirmation that those rifles are supposed to be ARs because they've back converted one to a loosely M16 configuration, but still with that slab-sided upper, and weirdly with a less triangular front sight tower. And it looks like they've bodged a dust cover on, so they go from having dust covers to not having dust covers. And then the lower receiver is... Oh, okay, no. So what this is... Interesting. The grenade launcher on that is based on the XM148 experimental 40mm grenade launcher with its very silly extended rod trigger that extends toward the trigger finger so that you can pull it back to shoot the thing. And even the handguard is based on the integrated handguard, replacement handguard for the M16 that was for that system. Yeah, it's one of the more cursed M16s I've ever seen, let's put it that way. I can see why you would design a generic weapon for a game. I don't see why you would do that when you clearly want to directly reference the actual M16 from the actual Vietnam War, when there's no legal constraint on you just doing an M16. But people will look at stuff like this and just assume it's a legal change. And that turns out, as we know, to be more true than we realised. Often changes are made in sort of almost arbitrary ways so that there's no chance of a lawsuit or cease and desist or whatever. But when it comes to well-established things like AKs, ARs, in their US military configuration, even using their US military name, none of that's protected by any form of IP that matters for a game. Don't know why you wouldn't just use them. Warframe.
Yeah, Warframe is a very stylistic game, I guess. I've investigated it before.
Stylized.
Yeah, it's got a very unique aesthetic, very over the top, very interesting. But yeah, their expansion 1999 sort of went back into our reality and tapped into some real-ish world firearms.
Okay.
To inform some of their weird sci-fi designs. So
Real-ish isn't filling me with confidence.
Resulting in an AK in space.
Another one. Okay, hit me. Okay, well the sort of eldritch character design is distracting me slightly from the AK in space. Oh yeah, it's not even that far in space, is it? Except for the really weird buttstock.
The buttstock's like a giant carabiner clip.
Yeah, what on earth is going on there? Yeah, pretty conventional looking gun. You could probably build this from a real AK. Sights on the top cover like a Valmet. No, the sights are on the trunnion, rear trunnion. There's something else on the top of the cover.
The weapon design that I know from Warframe is much more in line with the character armor and other equipment. So they look sort of weird and eldritch.
Yeah.
I'd not seen much of the 1999 expansion before.
It's really fairly conventional, but I still don't understand why the buttstock is so weirdly stylized. And it does look like there's a secondary sight on the top cover. Oh, it's a flip up. Oh, that's really weird. So we've got a normal tangent rear sight where it should be, and then underneath some protectors we have a flip up aperture sight as well, so you can sight through your sights while you sight. Yeah, I mean, AKs don't have a huge amount of recoil. Especially with a break on the end, but I still wouldn't want a rounded, narrow butt plate. Thanks very much.
The little I do know about Warframe, I feel like I can be fairly confident in saying that this is one of the most basic weapon designs in the game. From some of the other stuff I've seen, it gets absolutely wild.
I hesitate to say this, but you could go more wild on this if you wanted to. You know, the Vector CR21 is basically just a silly, curvy shell on an AK. You can dress your gun however you like at the end of the day, as long as it doesn't affect functioning. Warframe again.
Yeah, so you remember how I said some of the weapons in Warframe got really wacky? This is one of the wacky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my reaction when I first saw this. I've not seen it in action yet. I just saw it was
very nice.
fleshy. It's called the Basocyst, and I think that is apt, as it does look like a speaker system, a hi-fi, a boombox.
Oh yeah.
Covered in cysts.
Ugh. Yeah, it does. What a disturbing item, with random sort of cables as well.
It's an older stereo system as well, because it takes tapes.
Tapes have made a comeback against all odds. You can buy new albums on tape again if you really want terrible sound quality and the ability to mangle your purchase at random. Yeah, this thing's pretty grim.
It's Cephalon says that this is classified as a shotgun in game.
If you like.
I go back to think something you've said before. It's not shooting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, the reload. Ugh.
Oh no! It's shoving it up it.
Ugh, it's just feeding it. Ugh. Is this
that's
how
probably
you
the best way
feel?
of putting
Because
it.
like I've not seen this. I'm starting to get some sort of sympathy now.
Welcome to my world. Yeah, om nom nom, and then splat. Yeah, there's some sort of physics simulation for the flaps that's grossing.
That was
me
a
out
wrong
bit.
time for me to take a drink. This is the last section we'll talk about. The sniper, the end, and his sniper rifle.
Oh, I was hoping it was the actual end.
Nearly.
Okay, so he has a Mosin Nagant with a PU scope and a disgusting eye, and some sort of AK-esque lower receiver with a pistol grip.
We'll get to this in the description, but the end is part plant.
Of course he is.
He can photosynthesize.
I mean, why not at this point? Okay, so he's got some sort of chassis. No, not a chassis. He's replaced the buttstock with. I mean, it definitely looks like it's meant to represent maybe a PK receiver, riveted sheet metal anyway, and then a metal buttstock. How to make a Mosin even less appealing to shoot? Sorry, Mosin fans, but it's not what you call refined to begin with. Ugh, what's wrong with the eyeball thing?
It's got a bad case of old sniper eye. So he references stamina. One of the ways to defeat the end is to turn off your console, set the date a few weeks forward, come back, and the guy will have died of old age. Are
you kidding me?
No, you just walk up to him and he's like, oh, where he was lying down, he's just perished. That's not the way I defeated him with this playthrough.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Outside the box thinking.
So, trying to absorb what you've just said, and then also watching his dentures fly out of his mouth for some reason and apparently detonate?
Yes, that is what happened.
So he had explosive dentures, or did the dentures make him run for it while the rest of them exploded? Unclear.
And I fear it will remain so.
I'm okay with that. But the rifle itself seems a little weak.
It's a tranquilizer rifle.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So it gets worse.
They were so highly valued that a lot of German snipers on the Eastern Front preferred to use captured Mosin Nagants instead of their own rifles.
I doubt that. I don't think I've ever seen a German sniper using a Mosin, maybe.
It's also been fitted with a folding stock and a pistol grip.
Maybe for parachute jumps? Well, I don't know why he did it, but that's the tool of a legendary sniper.
Oh, a folding stock. Okay.
That old man wasn't jumping out of no planes.
Again, the actual facts are pretty spot on. He's a bit too enthusiastic. I mean, they're fine, don't get me wrong. You know, and the Finnish ones are great, famously. But it's just a Victorian bolt-action rifle at the end of the day.
It's quite awkward here. There's a number of enemies ahead of me, and because this is a tranquilizer weapon, they're falling asleep. The enemies behind them notice them asleep, kick them awake, and they wake up. And I can't shoot fast enough to knock them all out. So it's a constant chain of them falling asleep and waking up. So these are some of the TDO pistols, which...
Oh, it's a pistol. Okay.
As we talked about before, these are the ones that can come alive or run around on little legs.
Oh, that's what the foldy bits on the back are, I take it.
And something, in reality, see if you agree, but there was something in our world that made me think, is this a source of inspiration for these weapons? Do you recall the Fab Defense AR podium?
Yes.
And it would be an attachment on AR that would sprout two little legs for you to mount, to balance the weapon on. And I was like, is that an inspiration behind this? Because now I somebody posted in our Discord the Fab Defense AR podium, right. And I immediately just went, that's the Borderlands 3 TDO gun.
That's funny.
I do wonder if some of that inspiration came through, but now that's all I can see.
That I don't understand that thing at all. It clips onto the magazine housing, I think, on that, which I guess is center of gravity for. So
it's on the bottom of the pistol grip and
on
the top of the magazine housing. So it uses those 2 points of contact, and it can just deploy two little legs for your AR to stand on.
I only vaguely remember there being something that was a podium.
Well, I think
it could be.
The Tavor one is entirely on the knuckle bow, so it looks even more like the TDO leg guns on that because it's just on that one point on the very bottom of the gun, and it's just two little legs.
Yeah, sometimes maybe this is a reference to that, or it's life imitating art. Because if they didn't know about it, then it's still that. I don't know. I think. Even the integral bipod on the FAMAS, I find a little questionable. Ask a French soldier or foreign legionnaire or something if they found that useful. I suspect in places like Afghanistan they did. I think when it was invented, like a permanently attached bipod on a rifle. If you're in some sort of fixed position for any length of time, I think something that lets you rest the weapon is probably going to be seen as worth having, especially if it isn't very light and or doesn't get in the way. And on the FAMAS, the bipod legs fold up nice and high out of the way. Don't know if I recall ever seeing French soldiers use them. But then the FAMAS was so incredibly light anyway, it didn't really matter. That front, is that a... the little legs are hilarious.
Some of them will talk to you as well as they run around.
And
you can pet the gun.
Amazing!
But it explodes when you do.
Oh no. Why? That makes me sad.
Maybe it's just this model. Maybe it's a defect of this specific model. But every time I pet the gun, boom.
That genuinely upsets me.
Oh no.
I was just about to ask how the hell that foregrip is supposed to work, because it looks like a stapler. And you distracted me with the existential horror of something that may be sentient that blows up when you pet it. I was just thinking how much I like the idea of a pet gun, and you shattered it for me.
You can have one, you can just never pet it.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
2K, if you're listening, stop making the pet blow the gun up, please. You've made us sad. This is similar to the previous sniper rifle, the Jacobs. This is another legendary that I found. So a Jacobs sniper rifle that shoots gyrojet sniper rounds and has a hand crank SMG on the bottom of it.
Why hand cranked, I wonder? I mean, other than just cool factor.
A lot of the automatic weapons from Jacobs are hand cranked. I think to reference the old Gatling gun, things like that. That's the era of our own history that they're pulling a lot of their inspiration from.
I suppose you could argue that it's likely to be more reliable. Maybe if you can't easily get spare parts, or if you're putting things to a lot of use. And I suppose if you regard it as a backup to the sniper part of the system, at least you've got a functioning weapon. That is a lot of fun. And looks like the rounds are explosive as well on both weapons. No, I like that. It makes almost needless to say, almost no sense, but it's fun. Of course, as a sniper, you do need some sort of personal defense weapon. It's just that usually that's either a carbine or a pistol or both. It's not likely to be a hand-cranked anything, actually.
I like that they've turned the iron sight into a holographic as well. The old what were those sights called? Is it a ladder sight?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, that's strange.
They've taken the sight. They've taken the housing of the old school style sight and turned it into the housing of a red dot. Also, I just wanted to include the nastiest shot I've ever made in Borderlands.
What just happened?
The first shot blew the enemy up into the air, and then I
Second
no-scoped
one
about the
gibbed
sky.
him. Gibbed him. Gib, I guess, is the correct pronunciation. No, jib, because of giblets.
Yeah, it makes a mess of the enemies, this one, but it's a lot of fun.
It's kind of more like a semi-automatic anti-tank rifle, like a Lati or something, than a sniper rifle. Does it have the option for more of a scope or not?
This is the only variant I found because it's a legendary. I don't know if other drops can have other optics on it because they can have some aesthetic changes, but I think this is the version in game. This is the only variant.
Yeah, I'd call it more of an anti-materiel rifle with an underbarrel personal defense weapon. Oh, okay, a mod for Bonelab. I haven't even played Boneworks or Bonelab yet, let alone any mods. There's a fairly detailed description here, but I think I'm just going to experience it.
All you need to know is that a lot of the guns from this mod have interchangeable parts. Very modular. Almost too modular, as we will see.
Bonelab and Boneworks are on my list to play at some point. Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely agree. Too interchangeable. The G36 handgun... carry handle and magazine, yes. Everything else that's just magically sticking to that AR, not so much.
When they submitted this, Dan Loeb said that it's almost as if the mod magically lets you put the M16 forend on the weapon, but the game is actually simulating the bullet coming out of the muzzle before that, so it's like baffle striking the inside of this random handguard.
Yeah.
Which is weird emergent detail.
With enough JB weld / araldite, you could achieve this. I don't fancy the M16 handguard's chances of lasting very long, stuck to the end of the muzzle. But yeah, good effort for sticking as much random stuff together as you possibly could. Well, that looks a bit like the Gravemaker thing.
Similar setup with the magazine, eh?
But it's a bolt action.
Well, it has a massive bolt, but it fires in a very rapid 3-round burst out of 3 barrels.
Another Metal Storm thing, isn't it?
Well, the magazine does contain the rounds, so it's like a burst 3-barrel minigun.
Oh god, it's a minigun sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And it isn't a bolt action, it just has a gigantic bolt handle. Good luck running through any undergrowth with that thing. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why things like miniguns have spinning barrel clusters, because the benefit of the rate of fire far outweighs the problem of moving parts. If you are the person carrying this thing, like Command and Conquer man-portable minigun rifle style, obviously inspired itself by things like Predator, you've then got the problem of trying to keep that complex mechanism clean and free from obstructions. So really not a great practical design, let's say that. And the rounds, I was almost surprised when you removed the magazine and it just looked like 50 BMG standard brass, copper and lead ammunition.
These are apparently 7.62 by 51.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow, the field of view
does
threw
look
me
off though.
way off. Yeah.
I had to
cow.
find the markings to be sure, and they're on the magazine. But I like 3-round burst of 50 BMG, or I think one would be plenty. But if you do manage to hit a target with all 3 of these shots, it's technically a 1-shot kill, 3-shot kill.
It certainly has some impact, doesn't it?
Troops in contact.
Oh yeah. It can be a little tricky to use because you're sort of having to track your shots a little bit across the burst. But I actually think 2 rounds might be enough to kill a target.
I kind of don't want to speculate too hard on how it's getting rounds from a conventional magazine into... Oh, there we go. Maybe they're the right proportions. I'd say they look a bit long to me. But yeah, thinking about... You're going to break your brain thinking about how that feeds. At least they've given it a ton of space in the receiver. It's quite bulky.
There is a few multi-barreled weapons in the game, and all of them could take a suppressor, but they all have unique suppressor designs. Like the suppressor on this thing is just a big sort of chunk of machined metal with 3 tubes through it, basically, because you'd have to do that. You're not going to thread 3 separate suppressors onto this thing. The double-barrel shotgun is the same, but it makes the weapon look even wackier.
So apart from trying to feed rounds from a double-stack magazine into 3 different chambers, 3 different chambers sequentially, I guess. That's one problem. The other is how we're rotating the barrels. Like, it's done on the modern Gatling pattern guns with electric motors. It seems like there isn't enough space for that here. You could use gas, you could tap gas off and use that to drive the barrels round, but I don't see any evidence of that. This is veering a bit close to sheer sci-fi fantasy design to me. Like, what is rotating the barrels? Why are we doing it that way? It's a pretty high rate of fire. You could just go for a very high rate of fire single barrel setup and mitigate the heat and recoil somehow. I suppose it by default mitigates recoil by being presumably incredibly heavy. It's a bit of fun, essentially. It's not really it's beyond criticism. Except that, for me, Call of Duty is not about science fiction weapons. No, it's not for me to decide. SL9. What is that? That's made up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's another. It's the other. There's only 2. The other fictional weapon.
Yeah, I think I might prefer this over the other fictional one, instinctively. Feels very MP7-y. It reminds me of the Half-Life 2 MP7 that's not an MP7. That's why.
You're gonna have opinions about this reload.
Oh, yes.
Have you spotted where the magazine is?
Oh, well, surely it's in the... Hang on. Oh, no, I didn't. I stupidly didn't. I don't know what I thought. I think I thought it was somehow a short mag in the pistol grip, but I was very wrong. Yeah, it's nice for the artists, the animators, to play around a bit. I'm still not a fan of fictional weapons in a... Yes, I know it's not realistic. Don't start that in the comments, please. But you know what I mean. Something that's supposed to be set in the real world, albeit speculative future. But I just rather they didn't. I'm honest. Nice bits of design. They really are.
I really love the design of this thing. I think it's really interesting.
Cool as hell. If it was in Cyberpunk or something, I'd be really keen, I think.
And it's a magazine system and a reload that I've not seen before.
I think there's a reason for that.
P90 and spikes. That round is going on a journey before it goes out the barrel.
Yeah, this is the thing. It doesn't really make any sense to do this. There's no advantage being gained. The only advantage would be keeping everything slim, as the P90 does, and a couple of other designs. I say like the Bison, but they present the rounds either above or below the chamber, ready for feeding. This thing, not sure about that. The other thing is the sort of receptacle for the magazine adds another layer of complexity, weight, failure point. A bit like the silly arm. Sorry guys, love the gun, love the game. But the silly arms on the Lancer on Gears of War, like, what are they doing? We've been there before. Little bit similar here, except it makes more sense in that you have looks like some sheet metal that receives the mag and allows you to hinge it into place. Makes design sense, art sense. It's something you would want to avoid. Closest thing is the P90, but the gun forms the housing there. It's not a vulnerable, pivoting extra system. It's just the gun, and you put the mag in and you latch it down. Much simpler. Bison, you hook it on at the front, you slap it in at the back with a rocker catch. Nice and solid, nice and lightweight, nice and reliable. This is too much, I think. Not to say people won't try this kind of innovation on real guns, they do. I am torn because it's cool to see difference and variety, but keep it to your 2042. I would say.
You could definitely tell there's a common design language between this and the DMR we looked at last time as well.
Yeah.
It's very clear to see that they're from the same fictional manufacturer. And
The other thing about this is it's a slower reload as well. Like the Bison and the P90 give you increased capacity for their weird reload and mechanical complexity. This is not giving you... It's 30 round mag. So the only advantage is stopping a 30 round mag sticking out the bottom of your weapon. What they've then done, and I think it's meant to be removable in theory, is that great big Hera Arms style forend that appears to be bolted onto the Picatinny rail. You've given up you've made the height of the weapon less with your clever magazine system, but then you've slapped that great big rail of a carry handle of a foregrip on the bottom of the gun and negated a lot of the advantage of it. So. Right, haha, I have successfully anticipated the next gun, because you told me that there was a Desert Eagle, and I had a feeling that there would be two of them. So I have got two of them as well. Same type as well, the Mark 19, the sort of classic, although the safeties are different on these. But with the Weaver rail, not the Picatinny, not the lightweight version. Yeah, the old... cock it like that thing. Where have I seen that? I again wouldn't want to try it. I'm not sure what this is all about. And in reality, these are hitting each other. I don't know if you remember our old attempt at my old attempt at akimbo shooting just with 9mm. It was a struggle to not have them recoil into each other. And with 50 AE Desert Eagle, although I suppose the front one is held out in front of the rear one to some extent, and yeah, I guess if you're holding them like that, so they're out, one's out in front of the other, but they're not representing that significant recoil that would bring it across you. They're bananas.
yes.
They are literally and figuratively bananas.
50 AE bananas. Do you like how they come in a pair and you have to tear them off of each other?
What is going on? This feels tailor-made for this content, doesn't it? Maybe not for me.
My only headcanon for this cosmetic is that maybe this person's sponsored by a fruit company.
Yeah.
You never know, because the package turns the frag grenade into a pineapple as well. So if Del Monte ever wanted to sponsor Bloodsport or Virtual Bloodsport, this is where it would be.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be eaten as well, or one of them.
Yeah, as part of the reload.
But the left-hand one isn't getting eaten. What's the sound effect as well?
It still ejects cases as well, which is quite funny.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was truly bizarre. It's hard to see how we'll do better/worse than that, but I'm sure you have me covered there.
I don't know. I think might actually get more sensible from here on out.
This almost feels too pedestrian.
There's bolt action. Well, it does feature one of my, what might be one of my favourite cosmetics in the game that we will get to after checking out the base model. And I'm sure Josh from the Royal Armouries will appreciate it as well.
Wow. So I'm guessing I didn't quite catch it, but I assume that's the snapshot of the moment of their death, is it?
when you take down an enemy, you get a little picture of them. Little Polaroid. And you can't see it in first person, but instead of a trigger, it's just a little camera button instead of a trigger.
Okay.
Just a nice little touch. They've put as much camera on this gun as possible.
Yeah, I was just struggling. Yeah, okay. So this is a Sarco model bolt action. We have one of the modern Sarcos, but nothing close enough, I think, to be worth grabbing. We certainly don't have one that is cosmetically themed to be a camera. Yeah, at first I didn't realise, and I thought it was just the thing on the side, like with the receipt printer. Josh is going to love that, you're right.
So as you can see, I took out that person, and they get a nice little Polaroid to remember them by.
Oh yeah. Oh, but it's not them getting shot. It's like a headshot. It's like a promotional headshot of them. That's weird. Oh, or is it?
No, it is like the character pose.
Okay. This does seem like absolute chaos, though.
It is. This game might be a bit too fast for my old brain at this point.
Why does this have a receipt printer built into it?
I unironically love this thing. It's so funny.
Right, let me continue then, because so far I'm not seeing why that's there.
So when you kill an enemy, it prints off their name.
Okay.
So it's reading target dummy in the firing range, but when you take it into multiplayer, anyone you take out is just printed on a little receipt and stays on the gun until you kill someone else, and then it floats away.
That's certainly a unique feature. Do you get to keep those receipts?
No, as soon as you kill someone else, they disappear and they get reprinted. But Holtow is an insurance company, so I think you're like taking people out and claiming on their insurance, which is why like the receipt exists as evidence of that.
I see.
I think it's just very funny to sort of carry around the name of your last kill on your gun on a weird little machine receipt printer.
It feels like added value rather than just purely cosmetic, I guess.
The finals has a lot of they have a lot of really interesting skins, and I sort of really admire what they do with cosmetics because it feels right in this weird dystopian VR, and there's like legitimately unique things being done with paid cosmetics.
So what you're saying is you love microtransactions.
I'm not saying that. I bought the Skyrim horse armor.
That's
all those
what
years.
I heard.
I bought the Oblivion horse armor
tweeting.
all those years ago, but I still I'll take the blame for that bit.
Well, that's a very shiny revolver. Super shiny. Looks like a Smith & Wesson of some sort, based on someone's copy of one. I don't recognise that barrel assembly.
I think the base model is the Taurus Raging Bull, but this is one of the cosmetic options.
Oh,
with the little
okay.
red flourishes.
Yeah, it could be.
As you see in the yellow and black, it's a bit more Taurus there.
Taurus copied Beretta for the originally copied their self-loading pistols from Beretta and their revolvers from Smith & Wesson. I quite like the pseudo Plague Doctor outfit there. That's good. Something I do lose track of are the different configurations of different manufacturers' modern revolvers with the different barrel shrouds and profiles and ribs and all of that. So I get caught out sometimes because a game might be making theirs up, or they might be copying it from one I've not seen. Oh, hello.
Less relevant with this version.
That appears to be a stick.
Who among us hasn't gone for a walk as a young'un, picked up a stick and was like, this is the coolest stick gun I've ever found? We've all done it. I know I've done it, going for a walk in the woods and finding a cool stick.
What we haven't done, oh hello, is whittling it.
Yeah, that might be the ejection port.
Oh, is that the reloading?
That's just the inspect. The reload is the stick.
Oh really? Oh my god! I just saw
open, and you just put some stones in there.
I just saw the reload. That's truly bizarre. I was going to say, well, we have all done that, Dave, but we haven't fashioned our own wooden iron sights for it. But then two weird things happened before I could say that in quick succession. So this is literally a skin for the R357.
Yeah, it's acts the exact same way, but obviously drastically changes the aesthetics, but works the same way as the base revolver.
Well, sort of. I mean, they've actually changed the animation in turning it into a break open, haven't they? I mean,
yeah, but it's all timed the same, so there's no pro or con to using this really. You just get to shoot with a cool stick.
But I guess what I mean is it's not just a skin if you're changing your animations as well.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
You effectively created a new weapon.